I am back and I'm bigger than ever. I actually lost some weight, but I make my screen a little bigger so you guys can see this handsome face. I do apologize for the last stream we just did. I didn't get to a lot of comments. I felt like it was pretty pivotal to get the upside floor conversations in. We haven't had Chaz and Storey on together. Nice little blend of age and decrepit old people. Just kidding, Storey. Just different takes, different people, different flavors. We're drafting a puppy, so I'm going to give everyone a couple minutes to hop in here. We will draft together. I see Mouth in here. I see Disbanded Brotherhood in here. What's up? Disbanded is a loyal member of the community. Want to shout you out because we appreciate you around here, man. You see your name right there, Disbanded. He's a pro. He's a professional. Welcome aboard again. Good to see you. Mouth is a fanatic. Mouth is the fanatic. How you doing? Downtown Sports in the house. Downtown Sports represents from Mouth. How's New York? How's New York treating you, man? So weather been pretty good. We've had a pretty nice summer here in Chi-Town. It was pretty hot for like a 10 or 12 day stretch. It's been a lot of like low 80s and not that humid. So digging the weather, man. Digging the summer. Still a lot of summer to go, but you know what the best part of the year is? The end of summer, beginning of fall. We got football. We actually had football tonight, if you want to call it that. Apparently it was a good game. I did not actually watch it. I will tune in a little bit later tonight and just watch Carson Beck make a few throws and, hear the announcers try to fill some time, which is always a little bit cringy. We're going to give you guys a countdown here in a minute or two, waiting for everyone to get in. Let me know in the chat if you are down. Give me a thumbs up if you want to draft. We're doing the puppy $5 entry. Kind of weird advancement rate. I do like the 1 out of 5 in the semifinal, but then we have a 750 seat final, and $750 pays $400, which is actually pretty good. If you get to the finals here, $400 if you get last place in the final is pretty nice for a $5 entry. I do like that. Montana's in here. Montana is a professional in the community. Montana, do you want to play redrafts with us, man? I know you're a big best ball guy, but we have some openings in the community league. So if you're interested in that, let me pop some tunes on real quick. If you're interested in that, we'd love to have you play with us. Play with me. I'd love to have someone play with me. That's the goal in life for me. Anthony's in, Jay is in, Montana's in. Miles is putting out some more music. We're getting the kids submitting for 2026 Hip Hop Fan Fest. More music coming. Hell yeah, we like the tunes as always. We always keep it original around here with all of our original tunes, all our jams. I had to put some more in here. I've kind of put a couple of the same ones up here. We have 1,000 hours of stuff to go through, so I just had to convert those from my old phone. I will hit you, Montana. I'll hit you like Britney Spears wanted to get, hit me, baby, one more time. There we go. We got Derek in here pulling a late night. It's Thursday tonight, right? It's almost the weekend. Derek, how is school going, man? How is kids come next week, right? So that'll be exciting. Not, maybe. I don't know. You got a couple years left before you retire. I bet he can't wait. Derek's going to have the most fun retirement. Some people are miserable when they retire. Derek's an awesome dude that has a lot of hobbies and just loves life. He's going to soak up every second of that, Derek. So when you do retire, we're going to have a party on here for you. We're going to figure out something. It's like 5 years, right? Hopefully the channel is still going strong then. We're going to do something for you. Something bonkers. Maybe I'll fly your ass in here to my home and we'll have an in-person party for you. It'll just be me, you, and Storey. It's going to be awesome. All right, I'm going to count you guys down here on the Puppy 3. So join when you think is fair. I'm going to count you down from 10. Hop in. Let's draft some best ball. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Join it up, boys and girls. If there's a girl in here, you don't want to be prejudiced. That might's almost an autofill. Hopefully you guys got in before me. Fuck. Almost an autofill. I don't see anyone in here. Nope. I don't see anyone in here. I know Jonathan's not in here because Jonathan lives in Nevada, and for some reason, you're not allowed to play. Jonathan, you're not allowed to play in Nevada. Jonathan's always here. It's like the Seinfeld episode where the Chinese restaurant, when they're like, this guy's always here. What does that even mean? Well, I know it means Jonathan's always tuning in to hear me talk about God knows what. We had some nice tangents in the last show with Chaz, and I love making Chaz laugh. I love making Storey laugh as well. Also, we do have a poll available, guys, and I put an interesting poll up here. It is favorite co-host. Favorite co-hosts. I just put the 4 main guys up here. Chaz, Storey, Nico, and Dr. Ray. This is between us. No one needs to know about this. So you're also voting anonymously. So I don't know who voted for what. Just curious who your favorite host is. And I'm guessing if I put my name in the ring, I would win. But I'm not a co-host. I am the host. And you know what? I probably still wouldn't win. I think you guys are probably sick of me at this point. But interesting poll up there just to see who you guys like. I know everyone has different flavors, right? You have literally all 4 different personalities, different takes. Well, that list, if I were to go with the people that have been on the show that will continue to come on the show, including fans, including, Hastings and Dave and Ben and all the guys we've seen since the stream started, it would be about, I think we've had probably 22 guests, I want to say, 25 guests. That would be a very long list. And that would be unfair to the people that you've only seen once or twice. Some people haven't seen Dave or Ben. Or even seen Hastings. He's only been on about 4 or 5 times. I should have put Tom in there, but a lot of you guys haven't seen a lot of Tom. Tom will be the regular Friday night guy. But you know what? I'll do this every month. We'll see. And then when whoever gets last place, I'm going to tell them to step up their game. Okay, there goes CD Lamb at 7. I could also do a poll later, a favorite community member. You know what I mean? Like that'll be a tight race. There's a lot of you guys, and I couldn't vote for one, because I love you all. But that would be an interesting. We're gonna get Jefferson and Genty. Let's do that. I think I'm a pretty damn good host. I'm not as good as a guest. A lot of people think that it's easier to be a guest. For me, it's harder. I think hosting is more natural to me, and I think I did okay on Nice and Blunt yesterday. Again, it was kind of different just because I'd never met him before, and we had pretty good chemistry for sure. Just I'd never met him, and just different for me. I've been on Downtown before. Other than that, I've never been a guest on anyone's show. I've done probably 700 shows at this point in 5 years, maybe more if you want to count the lives. And we've done probably 700 shows, and I've hosted every single one of those. I've even had the original co-host Kappa. I even asked him to host. He's like, I don't feel comfortable. So it was always me hosting, directing the shows, and kind of doing things like that. So I don't have a lot of experience as a guest. And Storey is the ultimate. Storey would also be a good host. I feel like Storey is such a great analyst, and just, I could toss anything Storey's way, dude. And he is quick and prepared. And even if he's not, he plays it off well, which is a big part of being a good guest and being a good co-host. Yeah, that was awesome, man. We're going to do it again. We're already in the talks of doing something. We don't know the date or anything, but I'm pretty sure he's down because he, when we did the second stream, it was just a straight segment, which he was a little confused about because everyone does just best ball now. And, this is not really a best ball channel. We do a lot of best ball because we're filling 4 hours a night, but I much prefer what we just did. Those are the conversations that need to be had. But he wanted to draft with me on my stream, so I love that he came on for the third stream. And, like I said, we've never met before. We've barely even chatted. We're just in the same Thrones League. And shout out Keith for hooking us up together. But that could be a nice little partnership because I think we definitely have a lot of different opinions. And I know you guys all respect my ball knowledge. And you know what? I think he actually might have more ball knowledge than me. I'm not too, my ego isn't that big. I'm humble. I can admit that. Fantasy knowledge is different than ball knowledge, right? And I think I have good ball knowledge, but I have played over 400 redrafts in my life, which that speaks volumes. My success in those leagues. I think I'm a little bit more fluid on my takes. I'm willing to step off guys that I might have been on earlier, but his points were elite and he convinced me on quite a bit of stuff, man. So I got to shout out Adam for just being the GOAT. And, it's one thing when me and Storey do it, we're kind of convincing each other over months. For him to convince me on Justin Herbert, who is a guy I was already planning on drafting more in redraft than best ball, strictly because I don't take quarterbacks in that range in best ball. I'm not drafting a lot of Chargers this year. That's impressive because I am not easily swayed like that. So he did that, and a lot of his points, man. He's going places. I told him if I was I said the same thing with Storey. If I was in charge of Fantasy Pros, I would hire both those fucking guys right now, and you would not miss a beat from losing Joe Pisapia, who's also a GOAT. But those guys are that level. I think I would get fired for sure in how long, guys? How long do you think I would last on Fantasy Pros? Now, obviously, I'd be in my best behavior. I have actually been cleaning the show up a little bit since I got that community strike, the guideline strike. It wasn't a strike. Sorry, it was a warning. I've got a warning. But how long do you guys think? Over under 2 weeks do I last at Fantasy Pros before I do or say something that they're just like, dude, this guy's got to go. It was a funny joke, and it actually was right, but you can't say that shit. So Jonathan says I would make it to the break room. That's fair, and it's fine. I think Adam said it well last night. He loves what he does, so he wouldn't want to. But it's also like we all say that, and then when they come knocking on the door, with what I've built here, I would not want to give it up. But, like, that's an opportunity of a lifetime to put yourself on the map. And then if it doesn't work out, you can always branch off and go back to solo. But, yeah, it's easy for us to say, yeah, we're not interested kind of thing. I don't know. I would love the opportunity, but I don't want to, sacrifice what I've built here because the quips, yeah, Fantasy Pros turns into fucking Family Guy. That would be amazing. Let's see here. We're going to let's go with the Chargers thing. You know what? He convinced me. I'm going to take a little more Chargers. We're going to go with Ladd and Tet McMillan. Get to some comments. Montana loves Dr. Ray. Probably Anthony. We'll see, man. I did essentially 6 hours last night. We're on pace to beat. We did a couple shorter streams to start the month. And when I say shorter, like 3-hour nights. But I planned out, I have like probably 12 days at the end of the month where I'm going to be on for 7 fucking hours. Just doing the math. I'm not going to sacrifice the content, the collabs with my co-host. I'm not going to sacrifice Storey's night or Chaz's night or Big Ray's night. And I have 34 drafts to do, redrafts, which take a lot longer than best ball. They're all about an hour and 15 minutes. And then after that, we talk about the teams a little bit. But I have a lot of days where it's like 3 straight drafts and an hour apart. So I'll have a little overlap there. It's going to be a hell of a month, guys. And in terms of content, it's going to be too much almost. But you always see me on here, and it's really, really beneficial in redraft season to see not just who I'm taking, but where the board's going, where these ADPs are going, and then also kind of where, if you saw, the camp news, right? That's when stuff really ticks up with the Henderson return last year in preseason. To see where guys were going in the first draft I did compared to the 20th draft, which is probably when you're going to be doing your home league. That's really important stuff. Fantasy Dog says Mouth would win favorites community member. I'm going to put that up there, and I'm not going to give you guys the results. Actually, fuck you guys to see the results. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to make anyone feel bad. But tonight, watching Chris Collinsworth always try the hardest not to say, now here's a guy. Collinsworth loves that shit, dude. And he can't break it. He can't. I'm a big Bill Simmons guy. And we all do these things. We have our certain quirks and, the way we talk. I say quite a bit. I say quite a bit. I talk kind of fast. And it's something we can't control, but it's like Bill Simmons uses as an actual fucking word. Like every time when he's thinking, he just says But Bill Simmons is like elite, like all-timer, like almost Joe Rogan level in terms of what he means to the industry. And, not just the sports stuff. The Rewatchables is an awesome show. If you've not checked out the Rewatchables, if you're a movies fan, that's what gave us the idea for our movie podcast we did on this channel. There, I just did it. There, I said, that's it. That's the Bill Simmons. But he has that. We all have our quirks. None of us are perfect. Even the goats. We're not perfect. He wanted to bring up Mahomes. I guarantee it. He loves Mahomes. I love it. Fantasy Dog is always on the Supreme Athlete thing, man. I appreciate those kind words, man. Blunt Show is open to members only. He does that sometimes for sure. Definitely loves, what? I think his takes, though, what I heard, it wasn't, I like this team. I didn't get that at all from him. I got it like there was actual evidence, and what he said made sense. He could have been a Browns fan for all I knew. And the fact is he is a Chargers fan, but that was, I think he's better. Dude, the guy's awesome. It has nothing to do with him being a Chargers fan. So Joey P is a Titan, man. I can't wait to go against Joey P is in our Thrones League. So I'm going to be going up against Joey P, Joe Pisapia in fantasy football, and really looking for. I've been watching Joey P for quite a long time. Respect his game, respect him as a person. Seems like a sweetheart. Big fan of him, man. Big fan of him. And we just got boxed out at running back pretty hard, which is okay. We can pivot to Tyler Warren and Brian Thomas, I think. Gives us an option for Trevor Lawrence. You know, we have the double option here at quarterback the next round. Pick 84, which is a sweet spot for either Lawrence or Herbert. Get there. Okay. You think, you know, they have some they start off with something kind of light. They'll talk about like pop culture, but I agree. I think people aren't watching Fantasy Pros for entertainment purposes. Where my biggest issue with a show like the Fantasy Footballers, I don't get enough deep intel and insight from them. And they're not, for me, it's too PC, right? And I'm not telling you got to be like off the walls being crazy, but their jokes just don't land. They're not funny. I never find myself laughing to their stuff. And if I'm going to watch something I'm not learning anything from, because I think all of us in the community as well, I mean, you guys are all fucking super sharp. Like, how much are you really learning from those guys? And their show short's an hour. Like, they spend a lot of time talking about their fucking home league. I can't do it. Appreciate that, Jonathan. I definitely know our show's super entertaining, and right, I put a stat tracking screenshot in the Discord, and it's looking like Shedeur Sanders is winning the quarterback battle in Cleveland. You know what? I've been taking more Shedeur than Watson, but I don't take a lot of them. But I've been firmly on Shedeur. Not so much Shedeur starting the year. I've always assumed it was Deshaun Watson. My stance was when it matters, like when we need him in the fantasy playoffs, and also who's going to start more games. I'm always on the side of Shedeur just because it makes the most sense for that organization. Montana, I prefer, you know, I love Sleeper. Most of my leagues, the public leagues I play, I was an FFPC guy for a while, but they take too much of a rake of the buy-in, the public leagues. So I'm a Fantrax guy, and it's hilarious. I've been reaching out to Storey. Actually was like in communications with one of the guys in Fantrax. He just ghosted him when he mentioned like the show. Maybe he just ignored him in general. But like, I am the biggest advocate for Fantrax. I draft 34. I'm gonna draft 34 Fantrax publics this year on this very program. Not only have a giant voice, but no one else is doing that. So the fact they're not trying to partner with us, and I wouldn't ask for a lot, bro. This is a small time program. I appreciate a $5 super chat. I would definitely appreciate $200 a month from Fantrax or something they could do to build with me. But yeah, Fantrax is my preferred public domain in terms of these leagues. Yahoo is my go-to for home leagues. I like the format on Yahoo. Really like Yahoo. So I think we're gonna do one. We might do one community league on Yahoo, but probably all gonna be on Sleeper. Judkins, man, I can't stop drafting him either. I'm going to have a lot more of him in redraft than I do in best ball. Like, I have a feeling I'm going to have, like, out of my 40 leagues, I'm going to have, like, 10 fucking Judkins shares. I can't stop, man. I cannot stop drafting this guy. We really need a running back, and it is quite gross here. And I think I have the names here. Let's go. This bandit says vowels a lot. We got we're gonna take Herbert again. He convinced me I'm too low on Herbert. I got to get my shares up a little bit, guys. And then we're gonna take Rico Dowdle. So teams coming together. I can get Daniel Jones later. I can go with Bryce Young later. I can go with Mendoza later. I can go with Kyler later. I have a lot of options. This team is very flexible. It's a little light at running back, unfortunately. That's something we can fix with some high upside stacks. We got a $5 super from Fantasy Dog. My dude, what's going on, man? Hope you liked the streams yesterday. That was a marathon, but, you know, I want to try to collaborate with some more people because, you know, and I also just kind of let him cook. I want, you know, some of you guys do watch Nice and Blunt, as you should. We want to get as many perspectives up in here as possible. That's including the chat, right? Like I know the last segment we did, I didn't really include the chat very much because there was when I have just me and Storey, it's so much easier for me to kind of toggle, whatever, the chat and the conversation, the segment. But when you have a third guy on, it is tougher to get everybody the proper airtime, right? And these conversations get drawn out a bit. That's why during the season for like mailbag shows, it's kind of what we do like during the, you know, the actual season for start sit. It's so hard to have two people on here with myself because I want to get everyone's perspective on a said question. So what ends up happening is I throw a question to Ray or I throw a question to Storey, and two is the sweet spot of getting both of our opinions And that's, I think, what we're going to do mostly for the start-sit stuff. I don't think Keenan's coming back to L.A. I know he's been on record saying that he wants to only play in L.A. That could be the Rams or the Chargers. The Ravens make a lot of sense. I know we talked last night. The Colts make a lot of sense with the Alec Pierce question marks. The new tight end answer, Jadarian Price, is looking an awful lot like Kenneth Walker. And I actually, were you guys impressed by that video? You guys in the Discord that saw that, were you guys impressed by that? It's no one's tackling him. He looked a little slow. And I'm not, it's easy. Of course, I'm going to say that because I don't like him. So when you don't like a guy and you watch something, your first intuition is I don't like it. Where if you like a guy, you're like, oh, if I see Hawkinson running around, I'm like, damn, he looks fucking fast. Where like everyone else, like he's fucking old and decrepit. So the bias is real, man, and everyone has it, including myself. I am not, again, going to say I don't. It was an okay video. I don't know. I don't take a lot of stock from that kind of shit. I am in on the Cowboys this year, Anthony. I am in, man. I am in. The defense is better. The defense is better. It's going to be, it has to be better because it was so bad last year. It's been bad the last couple of years. It'll be, it's not even a bad thing, too, because they're going to have the ball more, right? Like, there was these long drives against the Cowboys last year that kept Dak off the field. CD's healthy. Dak is another year removed from this injury, and he's still not super old. Look what Matt Stafford's doing. Look what Aaron Rodgers is doing. I know Aaron Rodgers isn't playing great, but Aaron Rodgers is 42 fucking years old. Dak Prescott's, 32? I mean, I'm in, man. The rushing upside isn't there, but Dak can still get you 2 or 3 rushing touchdowns, possibly. I am in on Dak. I'm not in on Pickens. So I am in on pretty much everyone else at cost. Probably a little higher on CeeDee Lamb, if that's possible, because I play a lot of PPR. Dude, Trevor Lawrence just fell to 104. Holy shit. Pretty crazy. We got some good options here at running back. That is sleeper, Jonathan. That one is going to be sleeper for sure. I think they're all going to be sleeper, but thank you, Fantasy Dog. What a guy Fantasy Dog is. He's dropped me money. He's given me awesome compliments. Much appreciated, dude. Much appreciated. Oh, Mahomes almost fell back to us. That would have been epic if that happened. Not a big deal. We can pivot to... We're going to take Worthy. They do have that Week 17 game. And then we're also going to take Rachaad White. Not a big Rachaad White guy. I have Genty Dowdle at that point. I need a third running back. Let's take a look at the team real quick. It's Herbert, Genty, Rico Dowdle, Rachaad White, Jefferson McConkey, Tet McMillan, Brian Thomas, Xavier Worthy. I really like that receiver room with Brian Thomas as a 4, elite tight ends. Running back room is the ultimate issue here, and we're going to have to take a couple more shots at not only like upside plays, but a little bit of floor too. If we can get a guy like Samson, if we can get even Alvin Kamara might work for this team. So I'm going to need some early season production for sure. What's up, Shamrock? Unfortunately, I think Beck's going to make an appearance. I'm not going to read into this game too much. Again, I didn't watch it. Their fantasy playoff schedule is the tits, man. It is tasty as hell, and Brissett's better than him, but they also want to lose games, so I think we see him at some point. Not like Week 10 or anything. I think they need to try to put out a professional product, but that could go either way. I draft a lot of Brissett, man, and I'm not really drafting it for. I mean, it'd be great if he played the whole year. I think if he plays 13 weeks and he gets benched week 13, or week going into week 14, the fantasy playoffs, I'm not drafting him at quarterback 2 typically. And if I am, it's because I have Josh Allen on my team. So my other quarterbacks or quarterback, if it's Josh Allen and Lamar, should be able to take me home, right, in the playoffs. I need him to get me there. And I mentioned the set on the show, the last 2 shows. Jacoby Brissett was quarterback 7 in points per game last year. 12 games, not like 6 games. Quarterback 7. Now they had Jeremiah Love. You get Michael Wilson actually having a more of a featured role with, Marvin Harrison healthy, Trey McBride. Like, why would that go to like quarterback 24? Okay, if you tell me quarterback 18, which would be a giant fall, he's still crushing his ADP and he's getting me to the playoffs. So, and I have some deep super flex leagues, dude. I'm comfortable with Geno and Brissett as my quarterback too. And I'll just take a shot at an upside guy later for my bench. I did see that to end the show. Derek talked about my intimate knowledge of balls in the last stream. Yeah, so a lot of guys have good ball knowledge. I have intimate knowledge of balls. And I kind of been on the record saying I have small balls. But I'd rather have, small balls are fine. Big ones just like flop in the toilet and shit. But yes, I do know a lot about that.
Your hands are what makes it possible. Your shoulder pads are hard and stiff. Your hands are tender and they can move and caress the ball. That's kind of gay, but hey.
Alrighty. My bad. Falling asleep at the wheel here. Sorry about that. Switch a tune. Keaton Mitchell is not available. He is not available. He has been rising up with this new scheme. He goes pick 117, bro. See, that is the reason I'm not on Hampton. Like, they can't both hit, and I think Kamani Vidal might factor in as well, man. So definitely not a Hampton guy. I mean, he sold me on Herbert for sure. No one's going to get me on the Hampton train. I will take Hampton in full PPR redraft, probably at ADP or one pick after ADP. I'm going to take him over A-Chain, I think, because I just don't see the touchdown upside at all with A-Chain. But I'm still taking Kenneth Walker over Hampton. I'm still taking Saquon over Hampton. I'm still taking Genty over Hampton. So I think I'm not going to get him a lot because people are going to – I can see a world where half my leagues he goes to the 1-2 turn. People love Marion Hampton, bro. They love him. Ooh. Let's just take Shaheed. And we're going to take a Malik Willis pick here. Let's shoot for some upside. Make this a 2 quarterback room. I want to be a little heavier on Malik Willis in this format. Caleb Downs is going to reconstruct that defense. I love Caleb Downs, bro. Caleb Downs is a stud, versatile. And the best thing about Caleb Downs, you'd think it's his athleticism because it's like 99 percentile. It's his intellect. Caleb Downs is a fucking ball hawk. Like, it's Ed Reed level shit. He's a student of the game. Love everything about Caleb Downs. I thought he should have gone way higher in the draft. I don't know why the Giants didn't take him. That was a mistake. For sure a mistake. I actually trust Geno keeping his job longer because Cade Klubnik is freaking terrible, right? At least like Carson Beck has some draft capital and he's a battle tested. Cade Klubnik, bro. Like, you can give me some upside like thoughts on Cade Klubnik down the road. Like, to quote Storey, he can maybe carve out a little niche down the road as a backup quarterback. But Geno's worse than Brissett, right? Like, I do believe in Brissett, the player, better at this stage of their careers. They both have pretty nice situations. They do. Yeah, I was a quarterback. I didn't play organized football, though. Fancy dog. I was a baseball player and a basketball player, so I just played a lot of backyard football with the guys that were on the team. And also, I'm kind of a pussy, so I was a defensive back and a quarterback, so I didn't want to get hit. I was small, man. I was 150 pounds, so I was playing against guys that were 180 and 200 and jacked up. I was just like, I'm good. I'll get some pick sixes, and I'll just drop back there and drop some dimes. But no, man, not interested in taking hits. So you can call me a bitch if you want. Yeah, we'll probably do one more, guys. We need 13 more likes. What happened to the music? What happened to the music? We need 13 more likes. We need 5 more super chat dollars. We need someone to join the Patreon, or we need 10 subs in this video, and we're doing another one for sure. For sure. Lock it in. Lock it in, pen. How many touchdowns? What's up, Bellman, by the way? I know I saw you on the stream yesterday. I don't know if I've seen you in here before. Appreciate you tuning in again. You're the man. Shamrock, this is a good question. How many touchdowns do you think A-Chain will score I mean, I can give you a range of outcomes. If I had to guess, like give a number on it, 7. If I had to guess range of outcomes, there's a world where A-Chain scores like 5 to 6. Especially if Ollie Gordon's going to get the goal line carries. We have to see how that plays out. Absolute tippy top, 10 to 12, which if that's absolute tippy top, that's not good. Like, I can make 18 touchdowns, or at least 16 touchdown upside for almost every player, including Kenneth Walker, Hampton, obviously Saquon. I mean, Saquon actually doesn't have as much because it's the Jalen Hurts thing, but it's just the rushing yards. I can't make it for A-Chain, but that's not really why you're drafting A-Chain, right? 8's like the cherry on top. If you get 7 this year with we need him to have at least 70 catches though, which is a little concerning with Malik Willis at the helm there. We got to figure out what we're doing here. Running back has really dried up. And we can't take Charbonnet here. We're going to take, let me look at the squad here. Genty, Dowdle, and Rashad White. I'm going to take Algier for some early season production. I do need that. And then I might take, you know what? This is a puppy. I'm going to take Zach Charbonnet as well. I need this running back room to work out. Now it's Genty, Dowdle, Rashad White, Tyler Algier, and Charbonnet. I think I have enough early season stuff to make up for Charbonnet. We have, I'll just show you guys the team here. Herbert and Willis at quarterback. We're done there. Genty, Dowdle, White, Algier, Charbonnet. I don't love that running back room at all. I do like the receiver room, though. Jefferson, Ladd, Tet, Brian Thomas. Tet as a 3 is disgusting. And then Worthy and Shaheed. So I have the upside shots. These last 3 guys are all going to be pretty inconsistent. Then Tyler Warren. So probably it's a 2 tight end team here. If I can get my boy Hawkinson would be ideal. We're fine with, and then Greg Dulcich actually is the ideal play, thinking about it, because I have Malik Willis, but not too married to any tight end here. I just want a guy that's going to be on the field. I have Tyler Warren in case he gets nicked up. Yeah, dude, that's what I'm talking about with Caleb Downs. Like, not doing crazy shit, like not showing up, not being late to meet. He's in the fucking film room. Man, that is Caleb Downs for you, dude. Yeah, I've always been on the side of Mike McDaniel as a hell of a coordinator, not a good head coach. He plays like the friend thing. He's also a weird dude, does not demand respect, and also does some questionable stuff in terms of not X's and O's, but time management, stuff like that. Not a leader, but a good coordinator. So what's up, Connor? Is this our Connor? Is this your new name here? What's going on? If you're on the back end of the draft board and A-Chain falls to you before the drop off, are you saying like second round? So I'm definitely taking in a full PPR, which I play a lot of, right? That's the standard Fantrax Publix is 3 receivers and a flex 12-team league. I am still going to smash A-Chain. I'm probably taking Bowers ahead of A-Chain this year in a full PPR, but I am like Henry and A-Chain's a tough one, right? Like Henry's so fucking safe, but what is Henry's ultimate ceiling without the pass catching? It's probably RB6. Where there's a world where Malik Willis is really good and then A-Chain is just popping off, that he has a higher upside than Derrick Henry in PPR. But the floor is rough, and also the injury stuff. Like, we know Henry's going to play most of the season, if not the whole season. That's the line for me. I want Walker, Chase Brown, Hampton, and Genty, and Cook, and Barkley. I want all those guys over A-Chain. And I want Bowers over him as well. So we're looking at, more realistically, like pick 19 for A-Chain. I feel like in a full PPR, guys like to get cute. The idea of A-Chain's amazing in full PPR. You're essentially getting your wide receiver 2 and your running back 1. He'll go earlier. He'll go at like pick 14 in almost every draft. So I probably won't have a lot of A-Chain this year, but I'm not totally opposed to taking him. I want to get some shares, but I'm not going to be like an A-Chain guy. Like, I just think there's a lot of risk there. The shutdown risk is real when they're going for the first pick and they have 2 fucking wins. Definitely real. This is going to be Dulcich in this tournament. Hawkinson's on the board. I have so much fucking Hawkinson. It's fine. We do have to figure out, man, I would have really loved if Trey Harris fell back. That wasn't an option. So we're going to go with Dulcich. And then I think 6 running backs is probably a bit aggressive for this team, but let's go with another running back. I love my receiver room, and I could take 2 more receivers here. So the running back room is actually good. It's better than I thought it would be. Maybe it's a little heavy at running back. I don't know. Like this receiver, I'm looking at it like I'm not taking a third quarterback. I'm not taking a third tight end with Tyler Warren and Greg Dulcich. I needed that 6 running back with Charbonnet stuff early in the season. I don't have a running back 2, one I really rely on. So I got to go receiver. Maybe I could take a third tight end if somebody falls, if Freiermuth falls or something, which probably won't happen. You know what I might do is take David Njoku on this squad to give me some more correlation. That's probably going to be the play. And then a 7th receiver. This is a fine 7 receiver team. So we got Fantasy Dog has been taking Hawkinson. Thank you. I don't get that a lot in terms of people listening to me on Hawkinson. It's strictly a best ball thing, and I will take some shares. I'm in redraft in my deep leagues as a backup. Literally, if our Thrones League, the Thrones League I'm playing in it's a 14-teamer. If they kept the structure of 3 receivers and a flex, I would be comfortable going into the season with Hawkinson as my starter. Like, my take. Like, I would be. Because I think he's going to be top 14, like top 15 at his absolute floor, and he's going tight end 23. I just see the ceiling that no one else is talking about. Everyone's like, oh, it's a gross pick because, he's going to finish tight end 18. Well, I'll say this. If he finishes tight end 18, that's a really good pick in fantasy because best ball is all about, stacking is important, but also just getting guys that beat their ADP. If you do that enough, you're going to make the playoffs. And I was more confident in Tucker Kraft's breakout last year because I know that Tucker Kraft's a top 3 tight end talent in the league, and that kind of came to fruition last year. I know I'm more confident this year that Hawkinson will beat his ADP, and that's an easy thing to say because like his ADP is so low, but that's the name of the game. Like, I don't care. Storey says, what's the point? In redraft, probably what's the point? I see the upside. I love him. I can't stop taking him. I am down to like 34% now. I was at 41%, which is insane for any player. But I feel like if he busts, like, what is the risk? There is no risk. McDaniel's a weird dude. I did not see that, Jonathan. I got to check that out. I want fantasy. I want McBride with Brissett for sure. I don't want any of these guys with Carson Beck. Carson Beck lowers the ultimate upside of this offense. That's the idea, Shamrock. The problem is Malik Willis, I know it's a small sample, does not check the ball down. He wants to throw downfield, and he wants to run. So he's still going to get his check downs. They're still going to be creative with him in the passing game. Okay, last 2 picks here. We're going to go with a giant faller if it does happen. If not, we'll take my boy. What is my buy situation at receiver? It's fine. Okay. Sweet. We are up. We got a giant fall on Zach Branch. 20-plus picks on Zach Branch. Then we're going to go with David Njoku to finish out the tight end room. I didn't need 3, but I felt like, the wide receiver room is good enough. 8 was not necessary with Jefferson, Ladd McConkey, Ted McMillan, Brian Thomas, Worthy, Shaheed, and Zach Branch. I like drafting without you guys in the room. This is a fucking really good team. Tyler Warren, Greg Dulcich, and Njoku. You could say that quarterback's a little light. I definitely understand that. I'm going to go aggressive in a puppy in this regard. And then 6 running backs. It's not a great room. The wide receiver room is, and the tight end room is. Pretty good for the tight end room. But this is, Dowdle and Rachaad White should give me some floor there. Same with Algier. And then I have the upside shots in Ray Davis and Zach Charbonnet. So running back's going to be an issue. I should be flexing a receiver more times than not. A little bit of appeal here at tight end. Pretty balanced team. It's pretty good, I guess. Maybe I was overrating this team. What do you guys think about the squad? Anthony, which game, in your opinion, has the highest score? Cowboys and Giants, Green Bay Eagles, or Washington? I'm going to say, you know what? I'm going to say Cowboys and Giants. I know it's going to be weird with the Giants, but the Cowboys have the Giants number, dude. They put up a lot of points in this defense. I'm not sold in the Giants secondary. I think Dak lights them up, and Harbaugh looks shell-shocked. So give me that game. Mouth is sending me the team shortly. Guys, we need 6 more likes. 6 more likes to do a second draft. Unless we got the sub number, which I'm guessing we didn't. We've gotten no subs. So no subs. We need 10 subs. We need 6 likes. We need a Patreon sign up. Any of these options. 6 likes, Patreon sign up. Someone join the community. Or 5 Super Chat dollars. And we're doing another draft. We're going to hang out for a little bit. Disband it. Sharps are sharks. I do want to shout out a few people. Like I said earlier in the stream. Silent, a new member. Disbandit's been here for a little while now. Appreciate you. Junkbuster is the main one. He just signed up. He's a fanatic. I'm going to help him draft 2 of his teams and manage them through the season. If you're a fanatic, I will do that for any of you guys. Pretty much have a little assistant here in me, and I will actually draft the team for you if you want. I like to do collaborations, though, so you get some of your players. I want to shout out everyone who is supporting me. And, guys, we have a special running this month until the season starts, essentially, 50% off your first month. So if you just want to test it out, this is the time to do it. $5 to get in the Discord. That's going to cost you $2.50. $2.50 to see what we have in the Discord, in the community. That's a pack of gum these days. And I much appreciate everyone supporting and even considering supporting. We offer quite a bit of stuff. A lot of good stuff. Also, if you want to come on the show and hack it up with me on here, talk about whatever you want, talk about Helen Hunt looking quite old, but still beautiful. Football, movies, whatever you want to talk about. We talk about a lot of shit on here with a lot of different people. So a lot of good stuff. Free merchandise, boom. You're gonna get this. You're gonna get that for free. Send that to you out of my own pocket. Also, if you want to play fantasy with us, community fantasy leagues, guys, we have openings. All done on League Safe. Play against me. Play against Big Ray. Play against Derek. Play against Mouth. Play against the best. And have some fun. We're going to talk about those leagues on the show. Also, I will say the bets. You get access to the early bets. 96 and 58 last year, guys. So you're going to make 10 times more than you put in. Probably more than that, depending on how much you bet on these bets. Finally using an old Note 10 to draft. Chat, run my life. So you got a new, is this an old phone? You got a new phone? Let me check the Discord here from Mouth Squad. We'll give Mouth a little quick draft grade here. Derek Squad. I got Derek Squad. What's up, K-Space? So we have Derek Squad. I'm going to read off Derek's team here. Let's see which team they like. Let's see which team, if they're better than my team. Let's look at my squad one more time real quick. Herbert, Malik Willis, Genty, Rico, Rashad White, Tyler Algier, Zach Charbonnet, Ray Davis, Justin Jefferson, Ladd McConkey, Ted McMillan, Brian Thomas, Worthy, Shaheed, Zach Branch. Look at that fall. Look at that fall on Zach Branch. And then Tyler Warren, Dulcich, and Njoku. So that's my squad. We weren't in the same lobby. I'm going to read. Also, you're going to get Mouth's picks. Mouth is going to do game picks. And Storey, you're going to get Storey's college football picks. And Mouth has been predicting these games for a while now in his program. And he picks Underdog straight up to win. So can't wait to have Mouth's picks on there, as well as Mike Storey. Like I said, he's a college football expert. He knows NFL as well. Obviously, he's my number one co-host for fantasy football. But dude, he crushes. Like, I think it's the same percentage, like 62% the last few years on his picks for college. So some more stuff to bet on. Appreciate you, Shamrock. So I read you guys my team. I'm going to go through Derek's team here. Let's see which team we like the most. So we have Kyler Murray and Tyler Shuck for Derek at quarterback. Genty, Barkley, Hendy, Bucky, and Jordan Mason. Jesus. Ibuka, Ted McMillan, Josh Downs, Addison, Shaheed, Jennings, Williams, Devon Vele, Juwan Jennings, AJ Barner, and Michael Mayer. Man, Derek, this is a pretty fucking good team. Jordan Mason is your 5. You could argue you didn't need Jordan Mason, but when you have Hendy and Bucky are kind of a little bit, wild cards in a way, this makes sense. The receiver fall off is real, but you have the stack with Addison. I wish you had Hawkinson on this team instead of Barner. I know you probably tried doing that. Pretty good team, man. I think I might like this one more than mine. Your running back room is just so stout. Obviously, your receiver room is, my 4 is Brian Thomas. Your 4 is Addison. It's not that much worse. My tight end room is clearly better This is probably a better team, man. I'm gonna probably go B+ in this squad, Derek, and I'm gonna probably give you the edge. You guys agree? This is a banger. I want to get to Mouth's team here. Were you guys in the same draft? I'm guessing you were. Mouth, I can't. It's not pulling up. It says there's an image, but there we go. I got it. Jaden Daniels and Jared Goff at quarterback. Nice fall on Jared Goff for him. Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, Rashad White, Zach Charbonnet, and Tajay Spears with Olave, McLaurin, J-Mo, Quentin Johnston, Khalil Shakir, Tank Dell, Tyquan Thornton, and Torrey Horton with Sam Laporta, Chikakonko, and TJ Hawkinson. Well, I see where Hawkinson went, Derek, but it was after ADP. You weren't going to get him. It's a really good team. This tight end room is elite. Quentin Johnston, I don't mind as your 4. Shakir, it drops off a lot after Shakir with Tank Dell, Thornton, and Horton, but I do love Thornton and Horton. Love saying that as well. And Rashad White is your 3. This is a fine. You wanted to take 6, I'm sure. You learned some stuff here, Mouth. This and Derek's team are very close. I might give Mouth the edge here. I think I'm giving Mouth the edge here. The stacks are good. The quarterback room's really good. CMC and Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry at 19. I love that. I like your wide receiver room a tad better than his. So I'm going to give you the edge. I think it's an A- team, Mouth. This is a fucking good team. Very good. Very good teams. Read the chat. Hawkinson. Helen is in the chat. Yes, she is. Derek is the man. What did I miss here? Let's see. What did I miss here? Did I miss something? Your team is really good. I might have the worst team of the bunch. I really like this team. Like, my upside is really high. If my running back room can pay off here, because I drafted it like this because it's a puppy and it's a weird advancement rate. My receiver room, I think, is really strong. I know Worthy and Shaheed, like in Branch, these guys are all really hit or miss. So is Brian Thomas. But I love the top 3, and there's definitely a lot of upside in this team. The tight end room is really good. But your guys' teams were both a little more solid than mine, so I got to give you the props on that. You got Genty at 19. What tournament was this, man? I've never seen Genty go, I think 13. 14 was probably the latest. Yeah, agreed, Derek. You have the running back thing. It's close, man. I think we all had really good teams. I would grade my team pretty well. But I mean, you guys are drafting bangers. All right, we're gonna do one more. We hit that. We're $1 short. Whatever, I don't care. And we're two likes short. So you know what? 2 likes short and $1 short equals a hit. So appreciate everybody for hitting that for me. And we're still 10 subs short and 1 Patreon member short. But we don't need all. We need one of them. So I'm gonna give the credit. You know, the benefit of the doubt. Ty goes to the runner. Ty goes to the best fucking fans in the world. We're gonna do another puppy. We're gonna time this one out differently. JSN and fucking Genty, bro. Like, that's the most unique build. Like, that just doesn't happen. There's just no way that's awesome. If you brought Fantasy Dog, send me that team if you could in the Discord. Because Fantasy Dog's a member of the community. Send me that in the Discord so I can read off that team, because that team has to be bonkers, dude. Those 2 players, at the very least, it's very unique. Not the biggest in JSN as ADP, but Genty at 19 is fucking amazing. So good fucking shit. I wish I could say nice work, but if you brought it home, then hell yeah. We're gonna time this out on the clock, guys. We're gonna do 121 Central. We're at 119 Central right now. So take a look at your phone, get that up. I'm gonna kind of give you a heads up when we hit to 120. Let's all join the Puppy 3 at 121. That's better than the countdown. Again, not everyone's gonna get in, but it's our best bet to get as many people in as we can. So 121 p.m. Central, a.m. Central. We're at a.m. now. Shit, it's the morning. I'm usually always on here in the morning, technically. I cannot wait to smash Terry McLaurin I love that whole range, though. Judkins, McLaurin. That whole, like, from the mid-4th to the end of the 4th, Scatabo. I love like 7 players in that range. So I'm just going to kind of take whatever falls in that, in the 5th round. The 4th round is going to be a tough choice between Scatabo and McLaurin. It's going to be kind of build related. I'll probably mix it up a little bit. You can't go wrong with any of those players in my mind. All right, we're at 120, so it's going to be less than a minute, guys. When it hits 121 a.m. Central Time, which is less than a minute, we're going to all join this up together. I'm going to have my cursor right there on it, and hopefully we don't get a lot of underflow and overflow. There's other tournaments on here, and it's pretty late, so we should have a good chance to get everyone in there. I'm going to keep my eye on the clock for you guys. Just pay attention. You guys are all a little delayed, though, so when you hear me say it, it's already going to be too late. So just look at the clock. There it is, 121. There's probably some underflow here. I hope not. I think I got it pretty fucking fast. There's a good chance that a majority of you guys are in this one. I really hope so. I really, really hope so, because I want to draft with you guys. I really do.
Jeez, Peter, you're more excited than Adrian Peterson at an arboretum.
Daddy, what kind of tree is that?
Man, I want to beat you with so many things around here.
Yes, he did, and yeah, yes, he did. He wants to, and he did. So, he hit 30 likes. Look at that. Look at that. In the nick of time. Damn. So we got Fantasy Dog in here. I think Buddy Man, Shamrock. Who do we have here? Shamrock. Bellman's in here. Buddy. Max is in here. Fantasy Dog, what's up, man? We have K-Space got the first pick. Love that. Let me know your pick if I'm missing you. Let me know your pick if you could. I gotta check the poll, though. I have to check the poll to see who's winning the favorite host. So we got 22 votes here. Who am I gonna vote for? I gotta vote for someone to look at it, I think, unless I go to the computer. I'm gonna vote for Storey. Storey is leading the vote at 38%. Nick O at 12%. Guys, Nick O is the best dude. You don't see Nick O a lot, though. That's probably a bias because he's not on as much. But your guys' secret's safe with me. I'm gonna post this to our group chat. Just fucking with you guys. K-Space got one early with Blunts. Is he still on? Is he still on right now, K-Space? I know he was on really early today. Sometimes he does too, though. So I don't know if he's doing another one. But first pick is awesome to get Gibbs. Not as great on the comeback. I mean, you're never gonna get the player you want. You're not going to get Bowers. You're not going to get Henry. Like, that'd be ideal, but so I guess it all comes down to what do you feel about George Pickens, right? Which there goes St. Brown. There goes Taylor. We're going to take the fall on JSN here. I'm going to take the fall on JSN. I'm a little light on JSN. We'll take the fall at 7. I like him at 8 more, but Fantasy Dog's in 2 drafts. Hold on that Discord thing. I'm not good at navigating my PC. Yikes. All good, man. All good. Shit. I feel worse about my JSN pick at 7, but there goes CMC. Nice pick there. I was going to go CMC or JSN. I've think I've done maybe 8 of these puppy 3s, and I already have CMC in like 3 of them. So typically I would take CMC over JSN. I don't think I have a single JSN share yet in the puppy. So let's mix it up a little bit. I will get an elite running back here in that tier. Someone, maybe A-Chain. I prefer not A-Chain, but somebody here. That is kind of the deciding factor. Now at 6, I always take McCaffrey because I don't want to get boxed out of running back. There's a chance at pick 19 you get boxed out of running back. Pick 18, you're always going to get someone. Henry should be there at the very least. Genty and Hampton. Belmont starts Jefferson and Barkley. We have Shamrock with CeeDee Lamb at 9. There goes Chase Brown. Man, it might be fucking A-Chain. I don't want it to be A-Chain. I'm going to take him, though. I also don't want another Malik Willis team. We just took Malik Willis. Again, I want to take more Willis, have more Willis in my life, but don't want to force it. This guy should take Derrick Henry. McCaffrey, Derrick Henry is a tasty, tasty, tasty start. And he does. He does that. Let's go Brock Bowers. You know what? Let's mix it up. Is this Q going to fuck me here? We'll go Bowers. We'll mix it up a little bit. Again, I am much more inclined to take Bowers in redraft. I am pretty low. I'm like 7% on Bowers in an Underdog, but I have a lot more of them in DraftKings. I'm at like maybe 13% on DraftKings. I'm going to be at like 20% Bowers in my public redraft leagues. I have to do 40 redrafts. I'm probably going to have 8 to 10 Bowers because I will take Bowers ahead of H. I will do what I just did here in redraft. I will take Bowers ahead of Derrick Henry. So I am comfortable with Bowers at like 15. So I'm definitely going to be having a lot of Bowers in redraft. I want to get my exposure up a little bit. I don't love taking Mendoza with the question marks, but in the puppy, I am down to have a Mendoza team, right? To have him as almost my quarterback too if I take someone that's somewhat elite. I was having a conversation with who was it with? God, I'm forgetting the name. My bad. Drunk. With Junkbuster, who just signed up. I'm drafting 2 of his teams for him, and he's in a 10-team full PPR we're doing, and I'm like, dude, if Bowers is there he has a second pick. If Bowers is there at 19, we're smashing that in a shallow league, especially the shallower the league, you want to prioritize onesies more. And he was like, I don't know, man, Bowers. I was like, dude, that's the easiest pick ever. Like, I think Bowers outproduces George Pickens this year. If I had to bet in full PPR, who scores more points? What do you guys think in the chat? Who scores more points in full PPR this year? Brock Bowers or George Pickens? For me, it's Bowers, and it's pretty easy. There's just no world where George Pickens catches 100 balls with CeeDee Lamb healthy. Like, yeah, he's going to have more touchdowns, but Brock Bowers is pretty much guaranteed 100 catches if he just stays healthy. And, last year was just a fluky injury. He fucked himself. They fucked him by letting him play through that injury. And essentially, it was going to be a lost season. Like, their quarterback was Geno Smith. Their coach was Pete Carroll, which was their offensive line was trash. Like, they needed Bowers. I understand that. They should have set him down for that 4-week stretch, going into week 2. They didn't do that. They screwed him over. All good. We'll take the slide on Bowers in redraft this year. Well, we're going to get a player we like either way. We're going to take Love or Zay Flowers here. Buddy Man takes Nico Collins falls. Holy smokes. So let's take the fall on Jeremiah Love. I do have Zay Flowers ranked ahead of him, but I don't have a running back yet. I don't feel comfortable going into the 4th round without a running back. I am totally fine going running back here. Love and 2 running backs to solidify this running back room and then just smash receiver. We like doing things like that. And also we like mixing it up. We love mixing it up. Just like Gronkowski mixes up his words.
And you got to give credit to this rookie sensation wide receiver out of Ohio State, Emeka Egbegbue. Emeka Egbegbue. Emeka Egbegbue.
Thanks, Gronk. What a guy Gronk is. I want to party with Gronk. I don't know if I'd want him on the show as a guest because you really have to babysit him and direct him around. He needs a teleprompter for sure, and it has to be written in crayon. But I want to have beers with Gronk, dude. I want to go clubbing with Gronk. Like, that would be a hell of a time. Hell of a time. I bet he's a legendary stick man, too, right? Like, got that Jersey Shore vibe. Like, he's definitely pounded Snooki. Over under how many times Gronk? Probably just once, because Gronk's a one-and-done guy. But that night, he probably pounded her 4 times. Can you guys believe Snooki was a thing? What a weird creature she was. This is going to be pretty easy Terry McLaurin here. Opens up a chance for Jaden Daniels in the 6th round for me. And if I take Jaden Daniels and a puppy, I would consider going with Jaden Daniels and then Mendoza and then maybe like Brissett or Geno or something for my quarterback 3 to kind of soften that potential 8 weeks of no Mendoza. We looked into the schedule and, the time that everyone's predicting that Mendoza is going to play, I'm going to pull this up actually, but the weeks 5 through week 7 schedule is super rough. It's like at New England, they have a game against the Seahawks. Like, you don't want to bring Mendoza in for his first start against the Seahawks, the defending champions that are going to just destroy him. The Patriots, they don't have the best defense, but that's not a game you want to start him with a nice soft landing spot. So either it's got to be before week 6 or it has to be like week 9. And Tom Brady is kind of pulling the strings there. And Tom Brady has been pretty vocal about his belief that quarterbacks need to sit. One of my keepers is Chase. Got to figure out the second one still. Gronk would blow this channel up with his ball and media knowledge, low key. Do you guys remember? Someone posted this in the Discord last year. The prank they played on Gronk when they made up the made up player, the tight end. They're like, this guy's coming back, and he on the spot. It wasn't actually recording, and they recorded it wasn't on air, and he like went along with it. He actually did a pretty good job. And they like changed the subject, and they told him afterwards. Just that's only something. If you did that to like Alex Rodriguez, he would like murder everyone on set, or he would quit, or he'd get people fired. But like Gronk was just like, hell yeah, man, I'm a big dumb animal, and like this was a good bit. So not taking yourself too seriously is a huge lesson in life, and I think Gronk, has won that, right? And the guy's also a lot smarter than we think, because Gronk, I think he's never spent $1 of his playing money, his contract money. He's got his salary. He's spent all of his endorsements. So what a smart dude Gronk is. We love Gronk. I hate these running back options. I wanted Judkins to fall back. Max, you boned me in the butt, bro. I can't take Hendy as my running back, too. I can't go Hendy and Jeremiah Love. That is the wackiest start ever. Fuck. Man, I don't like this at all. I'm going to have to do it. I guess I'm going to take Bucky. I don't like this. I cannot take Hendy and Jeremiah Love. Like, I'll be so behind by week 3 if I did that. Hurts the upside. Opens up a chance for Baker Mayfield as well, though, on this team. Oh, this is the Bauer situation when you do that. You should do a stream with Kurt Rambis. He's 10 beers deep when he drafts. Kurt Rambis. I'm not familiar. Is that the old NBA player? No, that's not who that is. I don't know. Let me know who Kurt Rambis is. And that's totally something I would love to do, because you know what? I never did a beer chug. I owe you guys a beer chug. So we're going to do the race here for the last super chat goal. Let's get the beer chug in here, and let's see if I can win.
Here you go.
That was only like 10 ounces. Like maybe a little less than 12, but I think I won that one. I'm pretty fresh tonight. I was tired when I started the first stream, but this one I'm gotten a little loosened up. See, I can't even talk now. I'll be good. Let's figure out this squad, though, because it's not ideal. Man, I love the fall on Jeremiah Love for sure. Hey, Junk Buster, what's up, man? This is Jaden Daniels is off the board. Fuck, bro. All right, take Brian Thomas. Get the fuck out of here. That is an unstacked Jaden Daniels. I guess he doesn't have a lot of stacking options. He could have gone with Shuck later. Matt Stafford makes sense for his team. Could go Brock Purdy. He could have gone Brock Purdy, then backstack Purdy with George Kittle. He went Jaden Daniels at ADP. I guess that's fine. In a puppy, you got to stack, brother. What's up, Junk Buster? We were just talking about our Brock Bowers conversation we had earlier. I want to shout you out one more time. I got you on the graphic, my dude. Newest fanatic, man, is Junk Buster. I will say this. If we get enough people that want to do it, dude, we can do it. You're talking about a 10-man sit and go, a 10-team sit and go? I'll be honest. I have not done a single 10-man league yet. Don't be worried, Junk. Like 10 man's easy. We're going to crush that. I almost prefer to go deeper. If I had a choice to go, like, if I had a friend group that was like, start a league and they want to go 10, I would rather do 14. Don't love 14-man leagues, but definitely over a 10-man. All right. Still can't believe that Marvin Harrison snipe, man. That Jaden Daniels snipe. I got Marvin Harrison in my brain. How about Storey earlier tonight? Touting Marvin Harrison, picking him for his upside and floor. That was impressive. I think I have totally corrupted Storey because, honestly, guys, rookie year, this is why Storey's the GOAT. Rookie year in our rankings, we do rankings every year. He had Marvin Harrison, wide receiver 37. Like, not shitting you. And he was going in the first round. And we all looked at him. He actually beat wide receiver 37, but he was much closer to his finish than what he actually was being drafted at. We have Marvin Harrison falling to us. Easy smash pick here at pick 79. So running back room is a little gross. JSN, McLaurin, Brian Thomas, and Marvin Harrison. I needed that upside shot since my running back room is dog shit. And we have Brock Bowers. So we got to make this work at quarterback. We could consider Trevor Lawrence at pick 90 is an option. It's all good. You know what? There's a lot of edges to be played in 10-man leagues, right? Like I was telling you, you gotta go heavy on onesies. You either have to go heavy on onesies or you don't take a quarterback until the last round, because you can still get Baker Mayfield and Tyler Shuck in literally the last round of your draft. Same with tight end, right? If you don't take a tight end in the top 5 guy, don't take Sam Laporta. And as much as I love Sam Laporta, you want to go with like Mark Andrews in like round 15, because he'll be there because he's like tight end 14. No one's taking backups. No one should be taking backup onesies in a 10-man league because the waiver wire is so deep. So there's a lot of good edges. There goes Trevor Lawrence. Fuck my life. All good. You had Parker Washington. What are we going to stack with this team? What are we going to do here? Because, I mean, Sam Darnold, I guess. And I'm fine with taking, Torrey Horton or Shaheed. We just have to. 12-man is a sweet spot. You know what I also love about 12-man is that 6 out of 12 is ideal to give buys. In a 10-man league, you either have to go 6 out of 10, which is bullshit. Like, that's like NBA shit. Or you have to go with 4 out of 10. And I'm cool with that. But then you don't give the top 2 seeds any benefit, right? If I get a top 2 seed, I don't want to have to play fucking the same amount of playoff games as the guy that had the 6 seed or the 4 seed. Fuck that. I want an advantage, We're going to do it again. We're taking Justin Herbert after ADP. Thank you to Nice and Blunt. I got to give Adam from Nice and Blunt a shout out. Opening my eyes on Justin Herbert. I was way too low. 8% was what I was at with Justin Herbert before. I got to make up for that. I got to get up to like 12% by the end of the year to feel comfortable, because that man, it was a sales pitch unlike any other. I would, Junk Buster. Again, onesies, I would entertain Josh Allen for sure. It's a 4 for a passing touchdown league as well, which, you might be like, oh, in a PPR, quarterbacks are devalued. Josh Allen's undervalued because he's going to have, even at a floor, what's Josh Allen's floor? Like 8 rushing touchdowns. So, yeah, I consider that for sure, man. It's the safety, it's the stability. We can always make up running back. I would go fucking Bowers and Josh Allen. I'm not worried. We can take guys like Christian Watson, right? We can take guys like Carnell Tate, who I'm not a big fan of, but you know what I'm saying? There's guys, Jutkins, like in the 5th round, and that's a 6th round in a 10-man league. We could fill out our starting lineup easy, and we'll have the best onesies in the league. I don't love doing that strategy, but depending on how sharp the league is, there's going to be some fallers, and other teams will probably do the same thing and kind of push up the onesies. I only want to push up Bowers, and I only want to push up Josh Allen. At the other spots, I'm just going to take whoever falls, like Jaden Daniels or Drake May, or I'm not a big Caleb guy, but one of those guys in that tier are going to fall, right? Lamar could fall. So I love the Bowers at the 2-3 turn in a 10-man much better than the Josh Allen thing, personally. But if one was gone, I would go with the other. How about that? Again, we want to stay fluid, Junk. I think we just need to let it go and go with it, and see what happens. All right, we'll look at the squad here after this pick, and I can't do this either, but Jonathan Brooks is sitting here. It's like, he doesn't make sense for this team because my running back issues at the start of the year. Like, I'm going to take Jonathan Brooks here. It's unfortunately having Jeremiah Love and Jonathan Brooks are not 2 players that should ever be picked together, right? We're going to have to make this work with some guys that I think maybe J.K. Dobbins would work for this team. I need some early season production, but I think I couldn't pass on the ADP fall from Jonathan Brooks. All right, sweet fantasy dog. I'll check that out here in a little bit. I can't wait to see this. Literally a puppy with a JSN Genty start. That is, I promise you're the only one. There's just no way that Genty falls anywhere else to 19. That's crazy. I think I've personally never seen it after like 14. Maybe earlier in the year I saw him at like 15. But he's pretty much a first-round pick in every draft that we do here, and we do fucking a lot of them. we'll see what we have here. I'm going to wait till the end of the draft, Fancy Dog. Is that cool to review that team? Because I have my draft up here on my phone, so I don't have to keep on tuggling back and forth so you guys can see the draft board. We can take a look at the team real quick. It's a weird one. So we have Herbert, Love, Bucky Irving, Jonathan Brooks. Gross. I like the receiver room a lot, and we have Brock Bowers. So we can land this plane. It's going to require some finesse and maybe a couple players dropping. If Jackson Dart falls to me at pick 114, I'm just going to take it, and then I'll take Isaiah Likely or some shit, which I don't really want to do because I have Brock Bowers, but we got to take the fall here if it happens. Other than that, it's Wandale. It's a bunch of gross players, so I don't feel comfortable taking JCM. We're just going to play the ADP value game. If you definitely what I like to do, if I'm getting hurt on stacks and the stacking potential isn't great, sometimes you got to not throw in the towel, but you just got to play the ADP game and take Jackson Dart at pick 114. Take Justin Herbert at pick 90. That'll kind of alleviate some of the issues with not being as stacked. Yeah, your ultimate upside of the team is lower. You're going to struggle, the final week. It's a 750-man final. Like, probably not getting top half of that, but you can still advance. 1 out of 10, the semifinal, you could definitely get that if you have a good enough team. And then the quarterfinals, 1 out of 10. Semifinal in this is only a 5-man league, so we'll see. We still have ways to stack Justin Herbert up for sure, and Jackson Dart is tougher. So I really don't want to take Isaiah Likely with Brock Bowers. That is an issue. So Jackson Dart is not going to be stacked. We need to make sure on this team we get Trey Harris. We need to make sure we get Gadsden or a David Njoku to give us some correlation with Herbert. Gadsden goes 151. Should be a sweet spot. We have pick 151. That's what I thought. So at ADP, we can get Gadsden. Worst case scenario, since we already have Brock Bowers, totally cool going with David Njoku. GM says next draft, let's not play the ADP game. Full disclosure, I didn't want to. I was shooting for some stuff here, and it just didn't work out. Jaden Daniels got that. I was going to go with Jaden Daniels since I have Terry McLaurin. That got sniped 1 pick ahead of me, unnecessarily, I may add. And that kind of threw off the feel of this one for me. But we take what we're given, and I don't want to just make my team ultimately worse just for stacks. Derek got sniped. Who'd you get sniped on, my dude? This next pick is probably going to be extremely gross for most of you, and it's even grosser for me. It's a guy I never take. Makes a lot of sense with this team. I hate this. It's Aaron Jones. Fuck it. Actually, dude, I have to go Keaton Mitchell, don't I? I got to go Keaton Mitchell. Never mind. I hate pulling him up this high. But again, Aaron Jones made a lot of sense on this team because early season running back production is going to be hard to come by with Love, Bucky, and Brooks. Now I'm making a little riskier. I needed the correlation with Herbert. Let's do that. I don't like taking Keaton Mitchell this high. I'm on record of that. Don't do it very often. But with the lack of stacks so far, it's going to allow me to, if I do get a little bit boxed out on either Trey Harris or Gadsden, still have something. Who did it? Kittle and Andrews. Was it our boy Mouth? Was it another person in this chat? I already had Brock Bowers, GM, so they have the same buy, and in general, I'm never taking a tight ends until like after round 10 if I have Bowers. So yeah, I would, if I didn't have Bowers, definitely would have taken the fall on Tyler Warren. That would have forced me to take a third tight end, and even if they had different buys, I probably wouldn't have gone that route. I'm decently high on Warren this year. I think I'm more into Warren in full PPR and definitely more into Warren in redraft than I am in best ball. What to do here, man? We have 4 receivers only. That is an issue. I do like them. but man, there goes Shaheed. We need Tyrone Tracy here. Shamrock's on the board. He might take Tyrone Tracy. We need Tyrone Tracy in the worst way. I know it's not a great stack, but... And there goes Tyrone Tracy. That is not good for my chances. It's okay. We will pivot to another running back here, and then we'll feel pretty good about the running back room. Since we had Jackson Dart, Tyrone Tracy made a lot of sense for our team. So we're going to pivot to this. This guy might get taken as well, and then it's just fuck my life. There goes Stribling. So we're going to take Woody Marks. Don't love it. This running back room is a total mess. But quarterback room is really strong. Tight end room is super elite. It's going to be super elite with having Brock Bowers in general. And top 4 receivers, I do like JSN, McLaurin, Brian Thomas, and Marvin Harrison. A lot of upside there. A lot of risk, though, with Brian Thomas and Marvin Harrison on the same team. There goes Danny Dimes. Uh-oh. So, them some fighting words, boys. Derek's team is crumbling beneath his feet. You got to play the ADP game or something, man, or go for some long shot. At least, you know what? That's why, Derek, that's why we call you the American Sniper on the program, Chris Kyle, because part of being great in fantasy is, yes, we can all identify our good teams, but identifying a bad team is important, especially in best ball. Whether that's you're getting sniped, whether things aren't falling your way, whether you make some bad picks. That is big because it's the same thing in life, man. If you don't identify your like some issues you have with your personality or some things in life, like you're never going to grow. And this is important, Derek. And you're the first one to admit when you have a bad team. I did give myself a D on one of my teams this year that I was drafting on stream. So it's just, you know how it is at your home league when you have that guy every time. Like everyone likes their team after they draft it, typically. You have like the 10% of people that are just like hate their team no matter what because that's just their personality. Most people fucking love their teams, right? They love it. And for no reason. It's like, no, that team actually sucks, bro. But they're like, well, dude, like last year, a lot of people in my home league were taking Bowers in the first round. They're like, dude, this team's always like, no, this league has 2 flex spots and you can start 5 receivers. Do not take Brock Bowers in this league. Definitely don't take Brock Bowers in the first round ever. And, you know, you can't talk them off that ledge. That's fine. But they didn't acknowledge that their team was ass. All right. Making this one work a little bit if this happens. Hopefully Buddy Man does not box me out here. A Conquo's on the board. He should just take a Conquo if he's going to go tight end. Oh, Scott, man. Appreciate that. There goes Gaston. I got to check him out. Said he sent Rambus a message to try to collab with you. You two would be dynamic together. Fuck yeah, man. How big is he on YouTube? Like, how big are we talking in terms of show? We only have 3K subs here. This is only our first year of the live streams. Technically, we're almost up to a year. We've been going for 5 years in the show, but we didn't go to live streams until essentially I quit my job of 19 years, got screwed over at a sales job, started streaming all my drafts. I did 36 redrafts last year on Fantrax and a few home leagues. I streamed all of them, and then it just started growing, and a lot of you guys started back then seeing the show. So that's my story, and just wondering about Rambus. I mean, hey, I appreciate anyone trying to reach out for Cole. You know, I love having fans in the show, so like having fans in the show, I'll definitely collab with other creators. Connor, I'm keeping Gibbs first round of my keeper league. What do you think would be the best spot to draft from? I get to pick anywhere. Ooh, is it one keeper? So give me a little bit more details here. I got to make my next pick, Connor, and then I will get into this comment. Appreciate the super, my dude. Millen, shit. Two really good options here. I'm buying the McMillan fall until we get more details. It might be risky, but if you can get him 20 picks after ADP, I dig that. But we have another guy we have to take here. As much as I want to take Pacheco, I have 5 running backs. We're going to take Trey Harris. And we have 3 correlations with our quarterback, and we have Jackson Dart unstacked. Not a big deal there. What's up, Kappa? Shout out to the original co-creator of the show, the guy that even gave me the inspiration, the confidence to do this, the co-host on the show for 2 years. Kappa's now the fucking social media manager on the channel and doing a lot more than just that. So let's shout out Kappa for just being the man. We're trying to get to this question. So one keeper, huh? What is it? A 12-team league, man? If it's a 12-teamer, where do you want to go? So everyone's going to have one keeper. And it's so the top 12 players are off the board. The first round is null. Where do you want to draft, dude? I think you go super elite. I think you go to the 101, man. I'd have to see who's on the board, but if it's a tier break, if there's like one player you love, let's look at the board here. So let's assume the top 12 guys are all gone. If that's how it works. I don't know if you have to keep everyone for a first round pick. If that's the case, not everyone's going to keep their keeper. So I really need a lot more information, Connor, to really give you I can give you an educated guess, but to give you like concrete advice here, I do need more info. Are there 12 players being capped? Are they all first round keepers? Things like that. The answer would probably just be the 101 is probably what I would do. Cause then you're getting the two best players. You're going to have the top two players, right? And being top heavy is an advantage if you can pull it off later. So I would probably say the 101 if everyone's keeping somebody. But I just want to finish up one last rebuttal or comment to Scott. I do appreciate you reaching out, man. You can just tell him to hop on the stream. You can reach me on X. That's all listed on the Yahoo, or sorry, not the Yahoo, my YouTube page. So bunch of ways. Have him comment on one of my videos, whatever you think is best, man. Would love to do that. Okay. I've heard a lot about this. You think you can tout competition. That's awesome. I've had a lot of people tell me I have to do that. I was not familiar with it until recently. This has to be receiver, right? You know what? Let's talk to Samson on this team. My running back room is not great. Might be a little heavy with 6 here. With the Jeremiah Love pick, we have to bake in some early season struggles. We think Bucky Irving should be safe, but we got to see how that plays out. The running back room, Jonathan Brooks is my 3. Like, I need some installation with some backups that are pass catchers that might walk into, 50 yards and a touchdown early in the year. And I had to reach on Keaton Mitchell a bit, definitely earlier than I want to take him. But quarterback room's really strong. We have Bowers. We have Gaston. We have 3 stacks with Herbert. We just have to smash. We're only taking 2 tight ends, 2 quarterbacks. We have to smash wide receiver these last 3 picks. And, the receiver room is pretty thin. There's not many of them. But Marv is a 4. I don't like Trey Harris as a 5. I understand it's not ideal. But we can build this receiver room out with 8. Feel pretty comfortable with it. A lot of shots at running back. That Jaden Daniels pick, that snipe just right here, really just threw me off. And couldn't really come back from that in terms of stacking the way I want to. And I wanted Trevor Lawrence back where I took Herbert, but he got taken. It's weird because Trevor Lawrence fell literally 15 picks after that, the draft we just did. Let's get wide receivers pulled up. We need some floor options. At least one floor option with this team because we have Marvin Harrison, Brian Thomas. Antonio Williams, absolutely not. Jerry Jeudy's on the board. Don't love doing that. It gets real gross here. I think we could take a shot. At this point, it's worth reaching on some upside. And we're going to go with Ted Hurst with the potential news of Jalen McMillan missing time, right? And it's not about the 2 games he might miss. It's about getting Wally pipped. Now, I don't think that's going to happen, but I love Ted Hurst coming out of college. I was very high. I am as a top 10 receiver in this draft, and he was actually overdrafted based on what other people thought. It's one of those things where once the monkeys, I want to quote Pineapple Express, the monkey's out of the bottle, man. Once the monkey's out of the bottle with Ted Hurst, maybe he stays in the rotation. And I do have Bucky Irving, so I do have some correlation there for a fantasy playoff situation. So we're fine with that. The other option was Mooney, but I don't really want to stack Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart's value is coming rushing. Let me get back to Connor's comments here and figure this out. For sure. Yeah, I definitely, like I said, I think number one, keepers from any round are allowed, but only one. Okay, so there's still going to be some studs on the board, is what you're telling me, because you're going to have guys keeping Ibuka, right, in the 6th round, and he's not a first-round talent. So you're still going to have some first-round players. I would say the one-on-one, Connor, but, like, I definitely would like more. It's hard to give information on this chat because it's in a chat, but if you're interested in some like, literal co-managing stuff, we just had Junkbuster. Shout out Junkbuster. Just joined the Patreon. And I am helping him draft his teams. I am going to be there every week for waiver, start, sit. We're going to do that as well on the show, but it's harder to give everyone, that attention. But I will do that for anyone. So if you're interested in joining the community, man, first month is 50% off right now. And literally $5 a month to get in the Discord. We'll work something out. It's $2.50 out of your pocket for the first month. Give it a shot. Links in the description, or just go over to the website, professionalfanatics.com. I would love to help you out more. Like I said, it's just difficult with the way, like, I just don't know who's available. Ooh, I got to make a pick here, and it is not a good spot to pick in. Let's take some shots on some players I don't love, but Xavier Legette went a little early on Legette. Again, early season stuff. I do have Jonathan Brooks already. I feel like Legette should get steamed up a little bit. And Torrey Horton was already off the board, right? Yeah, Torrey Horton got picked one pick before me. That would have been my selection. And I have a lot of Keon Coleman. I got to chill on my Keon Coleman love a little bit. There have been a lot of good reports about Keon Coleman. Has there ever been a positive Keon Coleman blurb ever in the history of his life? I don't think so, because I haven't seen it. Yes, sir, Connor. Well, the reason you wouldn't pick first, GM, is because it's a keeper league, and I have to see who's available. Because let's say it was, I can give you an example of why you wouldn't pick first. Because then your second round pick is later. So let's say that CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson, James Cook, and Ashton Genty were on the board. Like, I have them all ranked very similar. Give me the 4th pick in that situation, because then I pick earlier in the second round. You get what I'm saying? If there was a clear winner, if JT was available or something, or St. Brown, someone I have a tier above, then I want the first pick. You're sacrificing the second round pick. You're picking later in the second round. So that is why it's hard for me to give an actual concrete answer. God, this is just gross. I guess let's take Rashad Bateman. I think there's going to be a lot of drafts where Bateman goes undrafted in this, and that could be a nice little advantage. I totally get it, GM. I guess my thing is, if there wasn't a player that he was 100% committed to at 1, and there was 4 players, you just take whoever falls, and you get an earlier pick in the second. Like, that is, I guess, my theory. If there's not a guy you're 100% sold on, if you like them all, just give me the 4th pick, and then I get an earlier pick in the second. In a keeper league, too, it might dry up a little quicker there in the second round. Now, if there is a guy that you 100% want, if JT is there and you have Gibbs, then take the first pick for sure. Like, I can't really give you the concrete answer until I have the concrete information. And I don't want to lead anyone down the wrong rabbit hole. Like, an example for that for me, if you're playing a PPR league, which I think Bijan is more valuable in a PPR league than he would be a half PPR league, where Gibbs is definitely the first pick in half PPR in my mind. I want the second pick. If I have them equally ranked, which I don't. I'm saying if I did, I would want the second pick because I have a better chance to get Brock Bowers or Nico Collins, if you're into Nico Collins, than I would at the 1, at the pick 24. Let's get to my team here, and then we can look at a couple other people's community members in here. Who's a community member here? Fancy Dog. Who do we have? Fancy Dog, Max, and that's it. So we'll look at those teams. I'm going to look at the teams. Derek, You give me your team. Send me your team in the Discord, Derek, and then same with you, Mouth. We're gonna go look at my team first, though, to see what you guys think. I don't grade my own teams. Justin Herbert, Jackson Dart, Jeremiah Love, Bucky Irving, Jonathan Brooks, Keaton Mitchell, Woody Marks, and Dylan Sampson. That is a hodgepodge for sure. JSN, Terry McLaurin, Brian Thomas, Marvin Harrison, Trey Harris, Ted Hurst, Leggett, and Bateman with Bowers and Gadsden. Weird team, man. The top 4 receivers I love. The bottom 4, I feel like all have decent upside. Maybe not Leggett, or Bateman. I like the Harris and Ted Hurst thing. They're correlated. This is the Brock Bowers team, man. You notice it in both the running back and receiver room. Quarterback room is pretty nice, but I don't know, man. The quarterback room should be really strong. It's not. I like the team I drafted earlier. That Jaden Daniels pick that got sniped 1 pick before me changed the whole complexion of this squad. Let's get Fantasy Dog's team here. And I also had to read Fantasy Dog's team where he started Genty and JSN, which is crazy. Brock Purdy, Malik Willis, and Aaron Rodgers. We have Bijan, Swift, Pollard, Chris Rodriguez, and Mike Washington, Drake London, Mike Evans, DK Metcalf, Michael Wilson, Cooper, Washington, Keenan Allen, and Chris Bell with Trey McBride and Brenton Strange. That makes sense. It's a Trey McBride team. Little thin at wide receiver, but I think the build is really nice. Tony Pollard and Chris Rodriguez should be able to carry you home with some upside there with Mike Washington. Not my favorite team, Fantasy Dog, but I think it's worthy of a B-. We'll see if Brock Purdy can stay healthy, but that's a key because his quarterback room might have some issues. Let's go to Max's squad here. We have Drake May and Cam Ward. Brees Hall, Cam Scatterbo, Quinshon Judkins. Love that. Love those 3 right there. JCM and Zach Charbonnet. This is a really, really good spot for Zach Charbonnet on this squad. Makes a hell of a lot of sense. Jamar Chase, A.J. Brown, Cortland Sutton, Michael Pittman, Trey Tucker, Tesla, Darnell Mooney, and Cyrus Allen. This Cyrus Allen love, I don't see it, man. Give me Thornton all day over him. We saw Thornton have a connection with Mahomes. I like Cyrus Allen, the prospect, but still higher on Thornton. But I see why people are taking him. Kyle Pitts, Hunter Henry, and Kate Otten. Good tight end room for sure. You had to take a third because they both had week 11 buys. I think I like this team a little better than the previous one I looked at. Probably even a little better than mine. I'm going to go solid B on this team. To B plus, max. Pretty good squad. And am I missing anybody? I am not missing anyone. I'm going to read a couple teams here from the Discord, and we're going to do one more draft, gentlemen. We were on 6 hours last night, by the way. We did 3 streams. Me and Blunt did 3 different streams, and a total about 5 hours and 50 minutes with some break time. I was on here for over 6 hours. Here is Fantasy Dog's team. We had Daniels and Shuck, Genty, Scat, Judkins, C-Rod, and Connor. JSN, Olave, Lemon, Diggs, Boston, Williams, Malik Washington, and Keenan Allen, Laporta, Pitts, Juwan. I think you're too heavy at tight ends. I think Laporta and Pitts are more than enough, but you took Juwan because I think it should have been Laporta and Juwan. I'm guessing Pitts fell. That's going to help you with some flex stuff. I don't love flexing a tight end, but Genty, Scat, Judkins, C-Rod, amazing. Daniels and Shuck, love that. Receiver room's a little thin for my liking, but I think you're going to have a nice base of flex appeal there at tight end and running back. So you only need to start 3 of these receivers. This is a really good team, man. That fall is unreal with Genty and JSN. You're just not going to see that build at all. Let's go to a couple more teams before we get into one more draft. We have Derek's team here. Lamar and Brock Purdy, CMC, A-Chain, Jalen Warren, Jonathan Brooks, Justice Hill, Zay Flowers, Garrett Wilson, Alec Pierce, Wandale, Juwan Jennings, Tesla, Antonio Williams, Jerry Jeudy, Torrey Horton, Kincaid and Ferguson. This is probably one of the worst teams I've seen you draft in a while, Derek. I don't know. The receiver room is just there's not a lot of upside in it. I don't know why you took Jerry Jeudy. Tight end room has questions. Kincaid and Ferguson are okay. No correlation there. Jalen Warren is your 3. I guess Brooks gives you some upside. This is a C to C minus, Derek. Not my favorite team. Not very correlated. I gotta call it like I see it. Not my favorite squad. Let's get the Mouse team, and then we're going to clearly, yeah, same thing kind of happened to me. The Jaden Daniels thing. It's just 1 pick, but that's what I was planning for, and I think I landed the plane a decent amount, but it should have been better. Mouse team: Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers, Gibbs, Montgomery, Stevenson, Rashad White, Claiborne, Rashee Rice, Devonta Smith, Jamison Williams, DK Metcalf, Worthy, Travis Hunter, Omar Cooper, and Tyquan Thornton, Andrews, Hawkinson, and Freiermuth. This quarterback room is disgusting. Like, I'm a Mahomes guy, but the rushing upside is not going to be there this year. At least I would guess. Aaron Rodgers. Why is Geno Smith on this team? Not on this team. Why is Brissett not on this team? Yeah, you had Omar Cooper. This tight end room is fine. I can't get over the quarterback room. This is fucking rough, man. Mahomes and Rodgers. This has to be a 3. Give me Bryce Young in there or something. This has to be a 3 quarterback team. Then take Shedeur Sanders, take Michael Penix, take Tua for the early season stuff. I don't know. You got to do something here. It's okay. It's better than Derek's team. Sorry, Derek. You guys usually draft banger teams, especially Derek, who is Chris Kyle. But I'm going to go C+, dude. I like the team. The running back room doesn't blow me away. Wide receiver room is fine. Tight end room is my favorite part of it with Andrews, Hockenson, and Freiermuth based on value. Mahomes and Rodgers is the only way this team works, I will say, in a puppy, if Mahomes is back to being Mahomes, this team can work. And this team would actually be dangerous as shit. But, like, when I'm saying Mahomes, he needs to be like a top 3 to top 5 quarterback. I just don't know. I'm pretty high on Mahomes this year. I don't think top 3 or top 5 is really in the range of outcomes. I can see top 8, top 7 even. But quarterback stack this year, and like Aaron Rodgers, dude, I don't take him a lot. I don't like him. I think it's a lot of 220 and 1 passing touchdown, which in underdog scoring in best ball is literally 0 upside. I will say this. There is a bet. Someone brought this to my attention a couple weeks ago. Maybe it was last week. Aaron Rodgers, there's a prop bet out there. I think it's even odds, maybe like minus 110. Aaron Rodgers over 0.5 300-yard passing games. Like, he needs one 300-yard passing game to win the bet. So that should tell you enough right there of, like, don't draft Rodgers in best ball, because if they're telling you that you can win a bet, even odds, put $1,000 on it. He has one 300-yard passing game. You win the bet. Then that tells us all we need to know about Aaron Rodgers. Like, even Bryce Young last year had a couple 400-yard passing games. You know what I mean? So I got to find that bet. And we have to smash that, because I do like the over 0.5. But don't love Aaron Rodgers as my second quarterback. If you had Josh Allen, Aaron Rodgers is fine. Lamar and Aaron Rodgers is okay, I guess. Drake May and Aaron Rodgers, you can sell me on that. Not on Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers personally. Yeah, the stacks are good. I mean, everything's just that quarterback room might just tank you. Like, if you're getting weeks where you have 14 points from your quarterback, 16 points from your quarterback, like, you're just not gonna be able to make up the points because the stacks will be useless, right? Like, what are you really getting from the stacks if that happens? I didn't see the parlay mouth. I didn't see it. We have to do a countdown. I got you. We're going to do a time thing, guys. It's 2:08. We're going to do a countdown to 2:10. So it just turned 2:09 right now. So less than 1 minute, right around 1 minute, 2:10 Central. 2:10 Central, we're getting in another puppy. Probably the last draft of the night. We're already approaching 4 hours in the night. And I've been doing this every night. Oh, did you send me your team, Jay? Oh, okay. I didn't see it. It's in the right my lineup. Give me a second, Jay. I will get to it after we join this draft. I won't forget about you, my guy. Puppy 3 in like 30 seconds. Look at your phone. 2:10 Central. 2:10 a.m. Central is when we're joining this one. Join it up together. I'm getting it up here. I'm not joining it yet. When you hear me say it's going to be too late because there's a little delay. So look at your phone. Look at your computer. All our clocks should be pretty synced up. 2:10. 2:10. Once we get 2:10, thank you, Fantasy Dog. New member of Fan. Appreciate you. You're also a member of the Patreon. There we go. Join it up. Hopefully you guys got in. I joined a little late, so we're right there. Hey, Fantasy Dog, are you still in for our best ball league? I think I have you in there, so I want to make sure you're still in for the best ball, our community best ball league. All right, we got some boys in here. We got some boys. Fuck, did Derek not get in? Derek, I don't know if Derek was trying to get in because I know he's got to work in the morning. Let's get to Jay's team. Herbert and Baker, pick 9 for K-Space. What's up, K-Space? I can't do 2 at once, guys. Again, I fund my entire operation here. Like, I don't have site credit like some of these other channels do. Like, I fund this entire operation. So I have a rule of 5-1 in terms of I want to have 5 times more money in redraft than I do best ball. And usually it's like $6,000 to $7,000 in redraft and like $1,500 in best ball. I'm already at $2,000 in best ball, and I'm probably only doing $6,000 roughly in redraft. So $8,000 is generally my budget every year. We've been doing so many of these streams. Again, I'm having a blast. Like, not complaining. I'm just saying, like, I can't be just willy-nilly joining these leagues. I need to win money in these motherfuckers. I think that's one of the differences between this channel. Like, everything I tell you is I'm doing, and it's my real money, and I fucking need this. This is my job right now, and it doesn't pay that great. It will one day, and again, I appreciate everybody donating. Let's get to Jay's team, though, before I get to my pick. We have Justin Herbert, Baker Mayfield at quarterback, James Cook, ETN, Quinshon Judkins at a fall at 56, like that. Keaton Mitchell, Chris Rodriguez, A.J. Brown, Ladd McConkey, Chris Godwin, Jacoby Myers, Trey Harris, Zach Branch, Tank Dell, and Jacoby Lane with Tyler Warren, Gadsden, and Kate Otten. I would have probably just stuck with Tyler Warren and Gadsden, but don't hate the stack with Kate Otten and Baker makes sense. This is the best team of the bunch that you guys had. This is a solid B. It's a solid B for me, Jay. Jay has been slowly improving. First-time best ball player. We've been working through it a lot in the Discord, man, and your builds are so much better now than they were even a month ago. So definitely appreciate that, man. You're on a good track. We're gonna take JT. See you, Derek. Shout out to the American Sniper, Chris Kyle. You're the GOAT, the OG of OGs. Derek, signing off. Appreciate you, man. Hopefully you get some sleep and have a good day at work tomorrow. K-Space works 4 a.m. to noon. What do you do, K-Space, if you don't mind me asking? I always tell people I drink beer on YouTube and talk about dicks, which is not that far off from the truth. It's really not that far off. There's some other stuff with it, but yes, you do this, man. A lot of you guys are very supportive and like are keeping me, you know, I wouldn't say flourishing, but it's not as rough as I projected. You know, you guys also helped me, hook me up in the off season when I was still on 2-3 hours a night in the off season. Just, you know, the content doesn't create itself then, and we were still on grinding. So, you guys are awesome, man. You know who you are. I'm talking about. We fucking appreciate you guys. All right, some good options here. It's either going to be Hampton or Kenneth Walker. We're happy with that. K-Space is up before me. Fancy Dog being a real true OG. Appreciate you, man. There goes Hampton. We'll take Kenneth Walker at pick 17 every day of the week, man. Every day of the week. It's a good start. I've had some running back issues with my last couple teams. I took a Bowers team, which is always going to set that up. And wide receiver heavy on the one before. Guys, you're going to be seeing a lot of Mouth on this program, but you got to get in the community because we're just doing, me and Mouth are doing private shows. A private show every Friday for all community members, which is going to be great. We're going to get intimate and really deep into all your questions. Why did I not have my logo up there? My logo needs to be up there. Come on, I would love the logo. All the questions, all the stuff. Also, guys, check out Downtown Sports, where sports come home. Another reason to get in the community, Ian Eagle is coming on Downtown Sports. Again, he comes on 2 or 3 times a year, every year on this program. Has been for years. You guys know who Ian Eagle is. Also, Noah Eagle comes in and talks NBA. But Ian Eagle is coming on September 1st. So you get in the community, you get to ask him a question. We're going to vote on the best question, and he's going to ask it on air and give you a shout-out. So that's pretty awesome that he gets Ian Eagle on his show. So check out Downtown Sports. They're on 23 platforms, but they're also on YouTube now, a newer YouTube account. So they're still building. Not many subs because YouTube's really watered down. We all know that. Go over there after the show and just give them a listen, then give them a sub, then give them a listen, like, sub. That order, whatever order you want. You could sub, like, listen. You can hit the like right away. Would appreciate that if you guys were to do that for me and for Mouth. Much love. Much love. Speaking of love, Jeremiah Love is still on the board. We have up in 2 picks. 3 options we like. Say hello to Helen. Hopefully Shamrock's still in here. He loves Helen Hunt. She looks great today. As always. As she always does. Man, this is an interesting pick. What do I want to do here? I'm going to take Jeremiah Love again. I'm going to take him here every time. I'm going to take him here every time, especially if he's my third running back. You guys know on record, I am not buying in any of this bullshit. Yes, the first 5 weeks might be a little rough. He'll still be a running back too. He's too talented. This is crazy. People are listening to crap. And if Arthur Smith was the coach there and they were saying this, I would totally believe it because Arthur Smith is an idiot. LaFleur's not an idiot. He's a first-year head coach. You think he's going to leave Jeremiah Love, the third overall pick, the guy that makes as much money as what Jonathan Taylor was making before his extension, off the field? No, not going to happen. Hell yeah, Fantasy Dog. Appreciate that. Did you get in this one, GM? I see your comment, but I can't really read it. I see Anthony at 1. Oh, shit. Dude, the new update here is so rough on Underdog. I hate how it looks. I don't get it. I really don't fucking get it. Don't like it. Where did, Trey McBride fell to pick 34. That's another one I'm going to take. I'm not a Trey McBride guy. We will take Tet McMillan here and be very, very, very excited about it. Now, this is the start I want. This is a team I can really do something with. The last couple starts were just a little light at running back, and I never really caught up. I did like the teams, give them an average grade. Definitely with some upside. I wasn't just making picks to make picks, which is the thing we need to do. I had some really good ADP value on one of them, which should, lead me pretty far. But I could make something with this team, and I am not opposed to taking a fourth running back. If somebody falls in that tier, probably wouldn't be Bucky, but I would take a fourth running back and then end the running back room. I don't mind doing that and then just smashing 8 or 9 receivers. All right, Colson Loveland off the board. Appreciate all you guys hanging out late night with me. Love it.
Good. Tell me everything.
Okay, they were both here. They were both inside me. Eduardo was in my mouth and Luther was in my butt.
Oh my God, no, don't tell me everything. What? No, what?
Damn it, Bonnie.
Eduardo who?
Sanchez.
Holy shit, tell us more.
Then Luther went in Eduardo's butt for a while.
Tell us less.
Then they both completed on each other. I was left out of the finale.
Bellman, what's your thoughts on Burden? Man, me and Nice and Blunt talked about this a lot last night on his program. I'm a Rome guy if I'm anything on this team. I mean, you could sell me on Loveland in redraft. I don't take a lot of Loveland. I'm not in on Caleb's price. I'm a Bears fan. Let's full disclosure, man. I live in Chicago. All of our co-hosts are in Chicago. Luther Burden, no. Give me Terry McLaurin all day over him. Give me Tet McMillan all day over him. Give me Waddle all day over him. Not in on I see the upside. In best ball, it makes more sense. I'm more inclined to take Burden. I'm at 4% on Burden, so that should tell you all you need to know. I'm not buying in. I understand the role is lucrative. I like the talents. I think he's a lot more raw than people want to admit. And last year's film, man, there goes Hendy. We're good with either of these. Let's see. How aggressive do we want to go? I was going to take Mike Evans. That would have been amazing. Nice little pull from Fancy Dog there. We're going to take Christian Watson. And I have a chance to make this a Jordan Love team. That would be ideal. I could always try to pair up Worthy and Kenneth Walker and Mahomes. Junk says his Neighbors full go week 1. See, for me, I was always saying Neighbors was going to come back earlier than people thought when it was the dark days. If you were a Neighbors dynasty owner or, had some early shares of him in best ball, I always said he was playing before week 4. My stance hasn't changed with the positive news. I always thought it was a smokescreen. That being said, do I think he plays week 1? No, I don't. I think he avoids the pup. I think you see him week 3. I think they play it slow with him and give him the option. And he's 22 years old. As much as the Giants think they're in win now mode with hiring Harbaugh, they're not in win now mode. Jackson Dart, the reports are really bad out of camp. Again, Jackson Dart will be fine in fantasy because all it is rushing touchdowns and rushing volume. Thank you, Best Ball. Malik Neighbors, week 3. I'm calling week 3, no pup, but week 1 is adventurous. And here's the problem with Neighbors. You're going to start him week one. Whatever week he plays, you're going to feel obligated to start him because it's fear of missing out. If you don't start him and he plays 70% of the snaps and he goes 6 for 90 and a touchdown, you're going to feel like an idiot. But there's a chance he has, they have a 45% snap share for him. In that case, you won't. Let's see here. Man, another Brian Thomas fucking team. Let's take another Brian Thomas selection. So we started off the draft with 3, JT, Walker, and Love, Tet, Watson, and Brian Thomas. So big swings there at wide receiver. Not a lot of floor with these wide receivers, but I needed that upside with the running back room. GM, I will check your Discord. I got you. What are we thinking about Tootin? I had him on my hot takes as a top 6 running back. Again, that's a hot take. I see the variance on Tootin as one of the biggest of all the players. But, people think that ETN was some kind of crazy workhorse last year. ETN got 64% of the running back touches last year. Like running back, the share of the running back room. And he was a top 10 running back. I think he was even higher than that. And Bashal Tootin is more dynamic than ETN. Now, ETN's definitely a better NFL player at this stage of his career. Bashal Tootin's film is spotty at best. He's colorblind. He runs into his offensive lineman. His balance isn't great. Archetype of player we want. He's the archetype of player we want in fantasy football. And tied to Liam Cohen, who made Bucky Irving what he is, made Travis Etienne last year what he is. So I want to shoot some shots on Tootin, but I think he's getting steamed up a little bit. I want Judkins over Tootin all fucking day. All fucking day. Appreciate you tuning in. Thank you for the like. Best ball on call. The reason I'm in on Loveland is because he plays tight end. That's the only difference, right? I'm in on Rome at his cost because he's the cheapest. And I'll tell you this. I said this last night on Blunt stream. Vegas opened up these players' lines has changed because people have been hammering it. The opening Vegas lines for these 3 players, Burden, Loveland, and Roma Dunze, were all set at $7.99. So 800 yards was their Vegas line. So Vegas didn't even know. And if you're telling me that Rome goes 2 rounds after Burden, give me Rome. The reason I'm in on Loveland a little bit, when I say a little bit, I'm not super bullish on him, is because he plays tight end, the positional advantage. But I am not going to be reaching on Colson Loveland. I much prefer Colson Loveland in half PPR, which is what we're playing. But I also prefer him in redraft over best ball. In full PPR, I can make an argument I want Tyler Warren in the same round or even the same pick as Colson Loveland. He is much more, he has more PPR ceiling, I would say. I got to figure out this pick here. And not reaching on anybody at quarterback. There's no point. I got to take a receiver. Man, I don't take a lot of Mekhi Lemon. Let's take Mekhi Lemon. I have like 2% Mekhi Lemon. Pretty comfortable taking him here. Not in love with the pick as my wide receiver 4. 7 picks after ADP. Again, talking myself into that one. Not a great pick, but want some exposure. No correlation. No big deal. We are going to try to make this. We're going to take Trevor Lawrence if he does fall here, which would be pick 89. So a 5-pick fall on Trevor Lawrence if that's the case. We'll get Brian Thomas. We could take Travis Hunter. We could take Brenton Strange. If not, we're going to try to dive into a potential Green Bay situation. Let me change the tune up. I've been listening to this tune for a while on repeat. So let's change it up here. Let's get a little slower with it since we're winding down and just kick it a little bit. Rico, that'd be pretty nice. And the running back room right there. Porta. Man, unstacked Dak. There goes Dak. So we'll just take Trevor Lawrence and start building ourselves. We can still take Jordan Love as well. I think Trevor Lawrence and Jordan Love is just enough to not have a 3-quarterback team. And I am much more likely to go a light at quarterback in terms of if I have 2 guys like that in a puppy. Where I was kind of giving Mouse some shit about the Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes thing. That is too light at quarterback, even in a puppy. I am fine with Trevor Lawrence and having Jordan Love. They both have enough upside and also enough floor for my liking, especially if they're stacked up. K-Space is crushing his draft. You just got Jaden Daniels at 73. You got McLaurin at the 5-1. This is really sexy, man. This might have to be a Jared Goff selection if you want to just really correlate this team. With all the value you got, K-Space, you know, it's not the worst thing in the world to reach on Jared Goff because all your other players are at pretty good values. And you're done at quarterback if we take Jared Goff. You have Rice. Okay, you have Rice, so that makes sense as well. You don't need Jared Goff in this team. This is nice, dude. This is nice. Some good fall on Mahomes. Ooh. So he's going with 3 elites here, all stacked up. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Well, Worthy is not an option, so we could take... We don't have a tight end, do we? All right, 2 elites still here with Kyle Pitts and Harold Fant. When I say elite, like 2 guys that I do trust to kind of... I'm cool with a 2 tight end build if I have Fant or Pitts. That's kind of the cutoff. If I got like Andrews and Kincaid, you could sell me on that. Where is Jordan Love at? He is at 113. Where is the... Let's see. I'm Christian Watson team, right? So we have Jaden Reed. This guy's got Joe Burrow. He should not take Jordan Love. It's risky to do this with... man. Okay. We're gonna risk it for the biscuit here. We're gonna take Matthew Golden. We really need Jordan Love to fall back. I don't see any reason this guy who has 2 running backs and Joe Burrow already paired up with T. Higgins and Chase Brown. That is his build. He should not be taking a Jaden Reed stack. That seems unnecessary. Who knows? He could also go with Baker Mayfield. Don't do it, buddy. Don't do it. I don't want this to happen. Moment of truth, guys. Moment of truth. There goes Rashad White. Okay. So many better quarterbacks on the board here. He takes Jordan Love. Come on, bro. With Jaden Reed? Like, is that really even a stack? Get the hell out of here. Get out of here with that shit. God damn it. That's so silly. That's so fucking silly. Had to go for it. It's fine, I guess. This guy's probably going to take Jacoby Myers. Space Cowboy, are going to do it? Oh, I was confused. You were next to me. I got you and Spurs confused. Man. All right. Well, we got a double stack with Trevor Lawrence. So K-Space loves this team. Let's take a look at K-Space's team here. Hampton, Scatterbo. Oh, thanks, man. You didn't have to do that. I wasn't trying to guilt you. Tyler Warren, Herbert Prescott. Really nice fall on Dak. That is amazing right there with Dak. And you have CeeDee Lamb. You have Hampton, McConkey. All right. That's a good squad. It's a really good squad. You know, I'll tell you, I'm not a Myers guy. I'm not a Myers guy. I just, with the stack, I'll take Myers. I don't have a lot of Myers at all. I have more Travis Hunter than Myers. I just can't. This guy taking Jordan Love, like, for real, dude. You have a double stack with Joe Burrow. You have an option for Baker. And even still, like, why are you taking Jordan Love ahead of Jackson? Just take a naked Jackson Dart. And then take Isaiah Likely. You don't have a tight end. Like, to do it, if you had Watson, 100%. Jaden Reed, bro. You know what's funny is Jaden Reed might have half as many rushing touchdowns as he has fucking receiving touchdowns. Like, the stack is just not viable. I'm totally cool with people like sniping me. That's just that's just dumb snipe. Like, that's just he definitely did not help his team there. Definitely just reaching on a stack for Jaden Reed. Ugh, gross. I would have much rather gone with Baker there. You know, like, I actually have Baker ranked higher than Love. So that's just me personally. All good in the hood, though. We live, we learn, we adjust. We see what falls next. We will take Jaden Higgins. We can possibly get a CJ Stroud situation here. This is also a spot for Malik Willis or Bryce Young. Unfortunately, Bryce Young and Trevor Lawrence is probably too light. The running back room, again, is super stout. That's why we're waiting at running back. We have Jeremiah Love as our 3. What was it? JT, Kenneth Walker, and Love. We like that running back room. It is time to probably put something in that or the tight end room. And it's not going to be Bretton Strange. I probably will miss out on Brett. I already have 2 stacks of Trevor Lawrence. He's going to have rushing upside. Don't want to triple stack him. I feel like that's counterproductive. We will... I got it. I know what we're going to do. See if it works out. There goes Shaheed. Really good pick there. He has Jaden Reed, bro. Okay, if he had Joe Burrow with just T. Higgins, okay. He had Chase Brown and T. Higgins. Like, that's his stacks. Like, overstacking your second player, man, as much as I want to take Keaton Mitchell, we're going to take Woody Marks to get some more Texans correlation. We just got to hope CJ Stroud falls back. Again, famous last words. No one should ever say that about CJ Stroud in fantasy football. But I just said it. So it's not a good feeling. I don't feel all warm and fuzzy inside. I feel quite the opposite. We'll see what Jerry Jones says.
I've been here when it was glory hole days, and I've been here when it wasn't. And so having said that, I want me some glory hole.
Wants him some glory hole. It's fair. Yeah, that's what I said. I would much prefer the Godwin and Baker stack. That might have been adventurous too, right? But if you're going to go that route, like, we all agree Baker has more upside than Jordan Love. And we all agree that Godwin, and also, like, I want to stack. You can't take, at that point, right, there's no one left to take with Jordan Love. You can't. Tucker Kraft's gone. Who else are you going to take? With Baker, you could dive into Ted Hurst. You could take a fall on McMillan. You could take Kate Otten. So it was just wild. And you see this all the time. Nico is always on the left side of the board, but he is right here. This guy's got 2 quarterbacks already. Oh, never mind. Stroud's already gone. There he goes. So that fucking crashed and burned pretty fast. I should have probably checked that out before I made the pick. You know what? That's a streaming casualty right there. And I chugged some beers. So that's that casualty. It sucks. It sucks. I still have some hope for this team, though. The running back room is fucking juicy as hell. And it's just the quarterback spot. So we need to go with 3 quarterbacks here for sure. And we don't have a lot of options in terms of stacks. It's okay. We have a double stack with Trevor Lawrence. It's not like we have nothing. It's going to be Bryce Young. I'll take Leggett if I want to, if I feel the need in the last round. I won't reach on it. Super gross, though, to take Bryce Young. I am pretty high on Bryce Young, though, relative to consensus. Let's get our feelings going there. Yeah, thanks, man. You know what? Thought maybe he had Coker as well. At least he didn't take take Bryce Young there. We'll take Bryce Young a little earlier if he's there. 2, 2, and 1. These guys should not take their third quarterback, right? We'll see. All good, man. It's a puppy. It's $5. I will say our team we drafted last night, the last team we collaborated on was really nice. Not a lot of guys I like, but I like the build. And I do really respect Nice and Blunt's best ball prowess, 100%. That dude knows his fucking shit. All right. Gross. We really need to figure out tight end here. We have 5 picks left. It's going to be 3 tight ends. Probably going to end this at 4 running backs with my needed tight end and a third quarterback. It should be enough with JT, Kenneth Walker, Jeremiah Love, and Woody Marks. I could take a guy like Tank Bigsby, would make sense on this team. But that's about it. It's got to be a super high upside dude. There's no point in taking a floor play here with this squad. There goes Brett Strange. No big deal. Take a fall on Juwan Johnson if he's there. Who has Herbert? Oh, he's taking Trey Harris for sure, brother. Never seen an easier pick in my life. Good pick, man. Good pick. So let's take Adonai Mitchell, and Geno's a possibility. Again, I'm not overly stacking my third quarterback, but when it's Tesla and Mitchell right in the same tier for me, gives me a shot. We could have taken Sadiq as well, but I am not really into Sadiq. We're going to just pair this team up with a bunch of tight ends. Maybe I'll take a shot on Jadavian Sanders, huh? Ooh. You have Dak as well, so I have Trey Harris ranked. It's weird, man. Trey Harris has the bigger breakout potential without an injury, but if there's an injury, like, dude, Ryan Flournoy is like a top 36 dude, easy. If there's an injury to CD or Pickens, I love Flournoy's film, man. I went back and watched it like 3 or 4 days ago. Holy fuck, man, that dude he's got some Michael Wilson to his game. Like, he's just a gamer. I don't forget what college he went to, a small school, but big fan of Flournoy. I know the Cowboys love him. Definitely love him. What's the quarterback situation? Dude, hey, this guy's got one fucking quarterback to my right. That's gross. But we have the Brissett option as well. Unfortunately, Mouth is to my right, and he loves Geno Smith. Stafford and Kyler should be enough. He's right on that edge. Definitely Tua's fault, dude. They couldn't run a real offense there the last couple of years because Tua's lack of mobility. They had to cover him up so much. No tight end yet, huh? Shit, dude. I'm in a tough spot, and this dude has fucking one tight end to my right. Well, there goes Sadiq. We'll take Geno. So Trevor Lawrence, Bryce Young, and Geno. That's fine. Again, we don't have a tight end of this team yet, so we're going to be stuck with a bum. Maybe 2 bums. This was pushed way too far, and there's some upside shots I do like late. Not going to be Jatavian Sanders, I'll tell you that much. We need 2 of these guys to fall. Usually they will. Dalton Schultz is still on the board. He'll be gone here with this pick for sure. This should be Dalton Schultz. And then I just got to hope he doesn't double up, right? I hope he doesn't take Barner and Dalton Schultz. Fuck, he takes Barner. Now Schultz is definitely going to go. Mouth's going to take him. Boxing me out. Getting boxed out. There goes Mike Washington. There goes Brissett. That makes sense. I can't even take Dalton Schultz because I already have 2 Texans without CJ Stroud, so that's not an option for me at all. What we're going to do is we're going to take Terrence Ferguson, who, I think I trust Pat Freiermuth more, but who has a better chance to make it back to me? It's going to be Pat Freiermuth, and I need 2 of these guys I at least trust to be somewhat weekly floor plays. And then we'll take an upside shot on our tight end 3, whether that be Michael Mayer, whether that be Jake Tunges, Evan Ingram. That's not an upside shot, but it's a shot. There's something with Evan Ingram. We'll see if he's even on the team. Man, Evan Ingram, what a bust last year. That was rough.
Looking back, I never should have tried to do 2 fantasy football drafts while flying a plane. I ended up with 4 defenses. Ugh.
Yeah,
Can't be 117. Looks like you got rough weather. Maybe you should just do auto draft for your fantasy leagues. Over.
Negative control. I am heterosexual. Over.
I did have a trade last year. As you guys know that have been tuning in for a while, I was the highest in the world on Tucker Kraft last year. And in Nick O, you guys know Nick O, in his home league, I've been in the league since 2011. He took Kraft like 2 picks ahead of me. So remember, Evan Ingram was going pretty high. I waited around. I took Evan Ingram with his full PPR. And I forget the running back swap, but I had his handcuff and he had mine. Like, I think I had Algier and he had, I forget who I needed, right? And I sweetened the deal. I was like, I'll give you your handcuff. You give me my handcuff. And then those guys, Evan Ingram, let's not forget Evan Ingram and Tucker Kraft. Ingram was actually going ahead of Tucker Kraft in most PPR leagues last year, which is insane to think about. So we made that trade before the season started. And I was, the first 5 weeks, I just, every single Monday morning, I just sent him a fucking picture of Tucker Kraft. And, Nico is very, very good at fantasy, man. But I got one over on him for sure on that trade. And that just definitely fucking rubbed it in a little bit. Sometimes you got to do those things. All good, Max. All good. You know what? It's my fault I'm in this situation in the first place. It's not even a stack. It's my bad. I should be able to get one of the guys. Schultz, if Schultz falls, I'll just fucking take him. It's too much in the Texans. But how is Dalton Schultz still available? It's insane. Kate Otten's there as well. We just got Dalton Schultz. This is way too much in the Texans, but at this point, I got to take him 30 picks late. Would have been awesome if I had CJ Stroud. This is not exactly a clinic, boys. I think I'm hosting a good show, but one of my least favorite teams I've drafted in at least a few weeks. And Kate Otten, I need Kate Otten. Mouth has two. You have an elite tight end, Mouth? Oh, you have McBride. You shouldn't take Otten. Space Cowboy has Gadsden and Warren. He shouldn't take him. So he takes Mike Gesicki here. I should be able to realistically get Kate Otten here. And that would actually make this team okay. I would actually feel pretty good about the squad if I can get Kate Otten. Now, if I don't get Kate Otten, it gets grosser. I could go Colby Parkinson just to kind of monopolize potentially that Ram situation, but that's not a winning bet because they're going to play fucking 5 tight ends apparently. Sometimes you got to do that. There goes Carson Beck. Carson Beck apparently dominated. Let's see if he takes the 3rd tight end. I don't think he should probably take a receiver here. K-Space should probably take a receiver. Takes Katron Allen. That's a good pick. We got Kate Otten. So, dude, somehow this tight end room actually worked out. Like, this is not a terrible tight end room when you wait till round 16 to take one. Rarely would this work out like this. So, pretty thrilled about getting these tight ends. Weird team. This is probably one of the weirdest teams I've ever drafted, and I'm not saying that in a good way. It's pretty rough. It's pretty rough. All right, boys. I got to get out of here, though. We did almost 4 hours and 20 minutes. Nice. And we did 6 hours last night, so I got to start pacing myself a little bit on these streams. Again, I'm going to be live starting September 19th. Or sorry, August 19th. Yeah, September 19th. August 19th. I'm going to be live 6 hours a fucking day and night. I'm going to be streaming all of my drafts. Like I said, I'm still going to have all my guests on. It's going to be wild. You're going to see me on here fucking 40 plus hours for probably 40 hours live a week for those 2.5 weeks during draft season, which is ideal. Great for exposure. I'm just going to do everything, right? There's no secrets here. I'm going to show you every team I draft, just like I did last year. And you can go back and check out all those teams in October and tell me what I did right. Tell me what I did wrong. I own it all, man. Everything's out there. There is no like Houdini bullshit. Like, oh, dude, I won this many fantasy leagues. Well, I'll show you the screenshots, as you know. All right, we're going to check out Mouth's team. $2 holler. Appreciate you, man. Let's check out Mouth's squad. We have Matt Stafford, Kyler Murray, and Carson Beck. Makes a lot of sense. The Carson Beck pick I don't hate with the fantasy playoff schedule they have. And that's probably going to be Carson Beck. Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, Blake Corum, Aaron Jones, Samson, and Kamara. Really nice 2 there. And then we have Justin Jefferson, Devontae Adams, Parker Washington, Josh Downs, Travis Hunter, Ryan Flanoy, and Tyquan Thornton with Trey McBride and TJ Hawkinson. So both of these guys are potentially stacked up. We have a good quarterback room for sure. Blake Corum as a 3, I dig. I like the combination of Jones and Corum. Samson, Kamara. So not the biggest upside dudes here, but some floor plays. I would have liked Tank Bigsby on this team, personally, for an upside shot. But Parker as a 3, unstacked. You have Jags unstacked. So not a huge fan of that. It's a solid team, man. I wouldn't say it's like the best team. What do you guys have in the chat for a grade for this team? You guys give it. I give too many grades out here. You guys give me a letter grade for this team, A through F. Tell me what you think about this squad. Mouth, give me your grade as well for your team. Again, I don't like to grade my own teams personally, but you give me a grade for your team. Everyone else, before you log off, give me a grade for this squad for Mouth. Stafford, Kyler Murray. Well, yeah, I was always going to take him. I love the running back room. Miles says B+. I don't love Parker as a 3 and Josh Downs. I don't see the ceiling of these guys. But this is really good value for Adams. Love Flournoy. I'm a Tyquan dude. Jay says B. Tight end room is really, really nice. Hawkinson at 154, though, you can really see that in this team. Like, I know you want the stack. As much as I love, if I'm telling you I don't really love Hawkinson at 154, now he's going to crush 154 ADP. I'm not saying that, but there's a chance you could have got him. Let's see. You definitely could have got him at 159. 173 was possible. Again, I would never begrudge anyone for taking Hawkinson because Hawkinson is you guys all know what's up. I mean, there's no one higher on Hawkinson than me in probably the history of the world. I would probably go B-. Honestly, I think that there's just some issues. It's a pretty good team. We so high on Hawk. K-Space, are you high on Hawk as well? Are you high on Hawk as well? Or because I am on an island. Any person that like any of my co-hosts, like Storey hates it, Blunt hated it. I have not heard a single channel talk about Hawkinson. I think Fantasy Football Garage, Candyman is the only one that's like in line with me, and I'm probably even higher. I'm 35% on Hawkinson. I was 41%. It's gross. I think no one's factoring in that he could be healthy now. And we've seen guys come back 2 years. Javonte Williams is a perfect example. And people think Hawkinson's like 34. He's fucking 29. The dude is fucking good. It's just that he was tight end 5 last year. He burned a lot of people's butts. Same reason Evan Ingram's going so late, right? But Evan Ingram might get cut. Like, they need Hawkinson there. And Kyler Murray, maybe the touchdown upside isn't what I think it is because Kyler had, what did McBride have? 2 touchdowns or 1 touchdown with Kyler the last full year he played with like 100 catches. But it's just a lot of 4 for 50s, which is better in PPR for where you're drafting him. But, dude, as a third tight end, like, he's going to fucking crush his ADP. There's just no way. The counselor doesn't even know who TJ Hawkinson is, bro. He's like, he doesn't know how to pronounce his name. He guaranteed he didn't know he went to Iowa. Like, he doesn't know anything about TJ. He thinks dude, the counselor thinks that, like, Aronde Gadsden's a dinosaur. Because if you're not a rookie, he's not drafting you. Oh, 100%. Yeah, he ate even without the touchdowns. Good call. K-Space knows fucking ball. Guys, tomorrow night, we did, so earlier today, we did the Upside Floor wide receiver segment with Chaz and Storey. I want to shout them out. Great segment we did. Tomorrow at 10 p.m. Central, we're doing the running back version of that show with Nico and Storey. Those are the GOATs. That's the gruesome twosome. That was my original. Me and Kappa were the original 2. And then once Kappa left the program, it was Storey. It was Nico, and then I brought Storey in, and then those 2 were a two-year duo. It was us 3 tag team in the show. So they don't get together an awful lot, but like when they do, it is great. They are they're awesome. Like I'm just gonna sit back, host the show, give 2 cents here and there on some stuff, but those 2 guys are gonna have a great conversation. And hopefully you can join me for that. A couple things real quick before we sign off. Again, that's 10 p.m. Central. We'll probably draft a team or 2 after. You guys know the drill. Guys, please check out Downtown Sports if you have not. I'm checking their sub count right now. I would love to see 5 subs from you guys if you could. Let's see. We are at 42. Is it 43? 42. I want to see at least 3. Can I see 45 tonight, guys? After this program, it's on YouTube, Downtown Sports. You will find it. Again, Iron Eagles coming on September 1st. You're going to listen to that, so why not sub? Also, some of you guys, I noticed you in here a lot. I know there's a lot of other options to watch. I obviously, you guys are watching the show for a reason, probably because we're the only show on at this time. But if you want to join the community, you see all the same names in here, Mouth and Derek and Jonathan. These guys have been with me since the beginning, supporting me. Again, I appreciate anyone just considering it, but we offer a hell of a lot of shit. You guys know, you've seen the spiel. But if you like to bet, this is the prop bet king over here, man. 62% last year, 60% lifetime since the show started. Play some leagues with us. Come on the show. We love having fans. If you want to come, if you ever wanted to be a podcaster or just talk ball, get your feet wet here. Talk with me. I make it easy, bro. We talk about a lot of cool stuff and talk with Ray, whoever you want to come on with. A lot of other stuff too. The community, all the rankings. It's not just, we're not selling you a draft kit, guys. There is some stuff in there like that. We're selling you a community and a spot to really talk and hang out with awesome people. So we're trying to build something special. Again, I appreciate all you guys even liking the video, watching. All you guys, amazing stuff. And we hit 4 hours tonight, over 4 hours tonight. Nothing new around here. We're going to see you guys tomorrow at 10 p.m. Central. Like I said, the big show with Nico and Mike Storey, running back, upside versus floor. We're going to find out 3 players. We're going to pick 3 players in the same round, same area. Who has the highest upside? Who has the highest floor? If we have the same guy, well, we're about that guy. And I think we had a couple guys tonight. Who was it for me? Storey had Marvin Harrison, which was hilarious. But that's it. Jonathan says, what's it called? Guys, what do we call the community? What do we call the Discord? Anyone in the chat? I'm thinking it's called the it's the place to be.
What do you call it, Kramer? It was. Come on, Rudy. Come on. We call it the place to be. The place to be. Yes.
Damn straight. Thank you guys. We'll talk to you soon. Tomorrow night, all you guys in the community, I'll talk to you guys in the Discord probably tonight because I'm going to be chilling. I got to prep for tomorrow's show. I'm always going to be up for a couple hours. So that's it for me. Thank you. 37 likes in this video. All the supers. I do want to shout out all the supers. Appreciate everyone's support. Fancy Dog, you're the man. I'll talk to you in the Discord, and we'll get you in that best ball league. We'll figure out the details there. But that's it. Thank you, guys. Love your life. Stay positive and respect. Ooh, hold on. We need a diagnosis. So there's only one injury we really need to find out about, and it's about to one player. This could be Luther. Hopefully, it's not Luther Burden this year, and it is Dr. Ray tuning in. He didn't see us tonight, but let's go.
He had a meniscus issue, which totally tanked Derrick Rose's career.
One more.
He had a meniscus issue, which totally tanked Derrick Rose's career.
Thank you, Mouth. Appreciate it. So generous as always. Again, guys, Downtown Sports. After this, please just hop over there on YouTube and give them a sub. Help them out. Help them grow. They're big on other platforms. We want to get this YouTube channel going. So thank you. Love your life. Stay positive and respect each other. We out.